There, bud?
No, I was trying to get you. You were getting ready to speak, so I just, juked you.
Mm-hmm. Good save.
Welcome back to Deck Save, the Exandria Adventures.
Woohoo!
We're a little short today, as two of our people called in, but we're gonna make do.
We average 5-5.
I'm Andrew Lightwood, and I'm your DM, and around the table we have...
I am Jonah, and I play Garm, the Green Dragonborn Paladin.
I'm Brianna, and I play Note, the Kenku Rogue.
I'm Kayla Lightwood, and I play Ilrana Nagaranwin.
I'm Logan, and I played the disembodied voice.
That's fair. I'm Zachary Ralph, and I will be guest playing.
Yep.
Oh, my name. Put my name now?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, I'm going to be playing Serena Strongarm.
Ooh.
Pull
I
my
like
name
it.
out of my
I
ass.
like it. I like it.
My mom's maiden name.
Oh.
That's it.
I was thinking all Serena Williams because you're going to be a boss-ass bitch, but I mean, that works.
No, Strong Arm. My mom's maiden name is Armstrong.
Oh, I understand.
No, Serena, I literally looked in the player's handbook and I'm just like, yeah, sure. One of the names, suggested at least for the race, was like Sora. And I'm like, that and Nala. Like, that's...
Okay.
May I
Just think
interrupt your
it's-
campaign for one moment? I have thought of a beautiful character.
Yeah?
An awoken toilet bard that does scat.
If you did scat in, I would totally be down for it.
That's what I was going for.
No, because we'd say poop and Andrew would lose it.
I'm the scat man.
Off to a great start.
Well-oiled machine.
Killer.
The toilet?
So, last time we left off, the party had made their way out of the Dreammoth Ravine, where once the floating city of Draconia, and thus the cavernous home of the Ravenites once laid, but no longer. Choosing their path through the Lotus Den Greenwood instead of trying to traverse the small mountainous region for fear of dragon kin. They
I just really wanted to go in the fake corrupted forest.
right.
Yeah.
They made their way through the Lotus Den, which, as mentioned, is a dense and vast forest where Fey magic has taken hold and has corrupted some of the landscape, bringing some of the flora to life and in very odd ways and terrifying ways. After a encounter with a man-eater plant, it quickly escalated into the...
Don't talk about Logan like that. That's
Jesus.
It quickly escalated into an encounter with treants, which one treant led to two treant, led to three treant, led to floor, as a lot of the party took a lot of damage and multiple of you went down. After almost losing one of their members, they managed to, Ilrana managed to snipe heal, like Ana from fucking Overwatch, and brought him back to standing on his feet to then have the rest of you run for your life for the clearing. Diving through the tree line, you look back into the dark forest and see that the treants are not following you. Seemingly content that you are out of their vicinity and not wanting to traverse too far outside of the canopy. We pick up all of you after pretty much like diving out of the tree line. You are all either propped up on your back or face first in the nice grasslands that you had seen through the tree line. Huh? Oh. unless we pick up. You you look around as the thick grass that you currently are laying in, seeing the dark forest behind you. The treants are not following you, but you can see them kind of moving, maybe seeing if you might come back in. Both Garm and Morzog are holding different bloody wounds of various types from the encounter, and from looking back into the forest off to your right, you can see the vast range of the mountains that you had decided not to try to traverse. And to the left of you, you can see it kind of is in a little bit of like a half moon type of configure. So you're currently sitting in this semicircle of trees, or tree line, I should say. And as you get toward like the far left tip of this semicircle, you can see a vast lake off in the distance. That kind of, you can see the sparkling waters, the sunlight kind of reflecting off of the water. Morzog lays in the grass, the green, the lush green blades slowly turning to a crimson as some of the blood leaks through his armor. He just lays there. Ow. Fuck.
That was fun.
That was the opposite of fun.
So where are we going? Should we make camp to heal up, or move on towards the water, or?
How much farther is it till we get to where we're supposed to be going?
Are you asking DM or are you asking?
I'm asking Morzog, the person who actually knows where we're going.
Morzog tells you that, well, the nearest settlement that I know of is the mini hosts, and we've still got, I don't know, somewhere around like a day and a half,
Okay.
give or take.
Well, we should probably at least walk for a little bit. Can you manage for a little bit just to be able to get away from this area in case the trees decide they want to, come back for seconds?
He stands up making various dad-like sounds, his whole body creaking.
Dad noises in unison.
Dad noises in unison. Yeah, I can manage for a while.
What time of day is it?
It's actually it's actually earlier than when you guys had entered the forest. Because if you remember seeing through the canopy, as you ran through the forest, the farther in you got, the time seemed to like speed up. So at one point you went from you went through like a whole day just trying to get through one piece of that forest. So you're actually somewhere around like 9 or 10 in the morning. And beforehand you guys had went into the forest around like noonish, I believe.
Oh, sounds like we're good for a crispy afternoon nap.
Well, let's walk for a little bit and at least get away from the trees. Maybe we can head for the lake edge over there and try to refill our canteens. Or, and he points off to the right, and in between where you guys are and the mountain range over in the distance, there is a river that is running.
So no Motel 6?
No Motel. Well, I mean, we can set that up later.
Motel 3.5.
But let's maybe.
Well, that's our shtick. We've been making tiny little pit stops the entire way.
We
And
two of
leaving
us
it.
have mold
They're like, oh.
earth, so we go, woof. Oh, well, now there's a camp here.
We
Yeah.
toff it.
Nice.
Just stomp the floor.
I cast a cantrip light. Why? We leave the light on for you.
Let's try over there,
Yeet.
pointing toward like the riverbank,
Sounds
which
good.
is, if you kind of go a little like, just kind of a little northwestish, kind of hanging heavy on the west part, then you will be farther away from the trees and definitely by this bank.
I can't spell.
Okay.
Shocker.
Is that what you guys would like to do?
Sounds good.
Can't by
to
the
me.
water sounds good.
Far enough back that when we make our Motel 6 and the river floods during the spring rains, it's not washed out.
So you head over toward this river, running away from the trees, and the landscape as you walk is kind of dotted. Every now and again you can see with like just various trees that kind of poke out of the grasslands. None of them anything like what you guys saw in the Lotus Den. So you gathered that they might not be, dangerous.
We can cut them down if we have to. Can mold earth be used to uproot a tree?
In theory,
Okay, that's good to know. We might need that.
It's cantrip, probably not.
I mean, I could make you roll for it. You actually end up coming to this section of the river where it like just starts to bend at a little bit of a 90-degree angle, and kind of, I'd say maybe like 50 feet from the bank of the river, the landscape just starts to kind of hill over, like two hills that are interlapping into each other. Morzog helps you make your Motel 6. And you all kind of find a nice little spot to lay down and rest. Are you guys wanting to short rest or long rest and sleep through the day and the night, or are you just wanting to like heal up and get going again?
I don't know, Morzog, how bad are you?
I don't think you gave him like 10 points.
Yeah, he's like not good at all.
Yeah, he's not good at all.
I'm kind of rhetorical, but you know.
He kind of like tries to ease himself down into a sitting position and ends up like getting halfway before he just falls on his ass and is like,
I'm done.
I think I'm just gonna sit here for a while.
Well, why don't we just short rest real quick? Use that dice. And then keep going. And then we'll just make it somewhat early-ish night. Like, don't go all the way through a whole 8 hours or whatever, but at least get farther along.
That sounds like a good idea. And he like reaches back and like pulls his little water skin out and is like, can somebody fill this for me?
I'll go, because I want to...
And he pulls out another water skin and opens it up, or he pulls out a wine skin and opens it up and like takes a few swigs to like
Let's see.
numb the pain.
Way to go, nerd.
I'm always losing my phone. I don't know why.
I appreciate the Macarena.
Hey.
It isn't truly a Macarena unless you have a gymnasium full of drunken people going, "Aye," and just screaming it.
I saw a meme that was like an explanation of what the Macarena is actually talking about.
Mhm.
Because, it does have words, technically,
Mhm.
and a language.
Yeah, the words are
Exactly.
Macarena. Yeah.
Yeah, huh? And
Was that racist?
the entirety of the comment section was, no, it's just Macarena.
Mhm.
and then. We just had a bunch of different syllables.
I'm validated in my
insert the lines.
insensitivities.
That the little kid from the Thornberries.
Yes.
Yeah, insert
Donnie.
him,
Donnie.
and then just like cut the music and just Macarena.
Yep.
Macarena.
Alright.
I should get bonus points if I remembered a fucking name for once.
Can I use Mage Hand to fish? Or try to? You know
Yeah.
how people tickle trout?
Like, pardon?
Tickle trout. So for tickling trout, you get in the water, and you go downstream from the fish, and you have your hand in the water, and where they're swimming upstream, you get underneath, and you scoop them out of the water.
Princess Mulan, that shit. It's fine.
That's okay, but in Mulan they like waka, like fucking kung fu
Yeah.
snatch that bitch.
She's doing the same thing, just opposite direction.
She's yeeting it out of the water.
Sure.
Okay.
Garm, what are you doing?
Ow.
Use some hit dice to heal you up there, bud. So the way it works is you essentially, since you're level 5, you have 5 d10s because you're a paladin.
Yeah.
That you can roll to heal you, just naturally of you like sitting down, taking a rest, drinking your water, maybe eating some jerky or something. Whenever you take a long rest, you'll get half of those back. So the next day you'll have 3
So
hit
if you
dice
use all
instead of
5, yeah.
That's if you use all of them. If you just heal up to, just enough and you don't use all 5, then that's fine too.
You needed that one too. But
This one's okay.
So Garm
That's it.
plops down, not far from Morzok, both of them creaking in unison as they complain about their wounds.
We talking man flu here, or are they actually,
Oh no, yeah. You see like blood trickling out of like Garm's snout that sticks out of his like little helmet that he has. He has like just like blood trickling out of the snout, and there's parts of the chainmail underneath of the armor that's kind of like dented in and will probably later need some repair or something. All the while, note you see some little fish that are just kind of like there's not a bunch of fish, but you see some little ones that are just kind of trying to traverse the river a little bit, and you're like, I wonder what I can do with my mage hand. Roll a roll survival.
booty. 11 plus 3, 14.
Okay.
level 5?
As one of the little fish just kind of like they flip their fins to kind of like gain speed, but then just kind of slow down and let the current take them. As soon as they stop flipping their fins so much, your mage hand just kind of and is now holding one of the fish by the tail, just kind of watching it flop there.
Yay, fish. I'm of course gonna take the fish and kill it.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I don't want it to flip flop back to the water.
Okay. Easy enough. Tiny fish. Your dagger probably, the blade takes up most of its body, so easy fillet.
And I'll fill water while I'm there.
I'm just looking after, meat shields over here.
How so? Are you casting spells or are you like just medicining?
Medicining.
Okay. Go ahead and just roll a medicine check.
Ooh. I am super helpful. 9.
9.
9.
Well, you can tell that Morzok has like a broken rib, at least one.
Okay. I help him bandage it to
Okay.
stabilize it as much as possible.
You probably use a little bit too much bandage wrap, but I mean, it's thoroughly bandaged.
More is more.
As you're wrapping Morzog's wound, he kind of looks up and
Farts.
thank you for what you did back there. Before I blacked out, it looked like everybody was making a run for it, so I thought that I was going to be left behind. And you saved me in the end, so I owe you one.
Not a big deal.
I healed. I took 3 of them.
Okay. How far did you get out of what?
Hmm?
How far did you get?
What did I get? I'm doing alright.
Alright.
Not great. Not awful.
Okay. As you all kind of, finish healing and refill, and you end up catching a few fish to maybe make a quick lunch. Some fresh cooked fish and a little bit of jerky.
Sounds like a good.
I'll go ahead and make her a little fire while she's doing that too.
Okay.
Takes me like what? 2 seconds.
Take me like 11 tops.
No, I use magic. It's 2 seconds.
So as you all kind of conclude your, gathering of water skins and, making a small lunch, Morzog gets thoroughly bandaged. Garm, you're feeling a little better after, sitting down and just taking a minute.
So we're just taking. Do we get any of our like sauce back, or is that just?
Not unless you're
If
well.
you can do up there. You have option for short rest,
I think
and
you
it'll
get
automatically.
your spell slots back after a long rest, I believe.
I know it's a long rest.
And then it'll automatically do whatever.
I already fucked with it, so.
Great thing about like D&D Beyond and other kind of apps like that is
Yeah,
why you have
why
to do
didn't I
press-
use that when doing any of that?
So you could have.
Hindsight's 2020. Fortunately, I got a +2 in wisdom.
Anyway. So, Morzog helps to direct you guys back on the path you need to be going. Heading farther north into the grasslands after the little bit of hill that you guys had encountered, you're pretty much in the flat again. After walking for what seems like maybe, I don't know, about a half hour, you start hearing the grass over to your right rustling as if something else is lurking. Can I have everybody roll a perception check?
How tall is this grass?
It's kind of like up to your like knee-ish.
Okay, I was gonna say because I'm kind of.
So like a foot, 2 foot.
5.
Doing it.
16.
Okay.
That's what she's here for.
17.
That's why I asked how high the grass was, because if it's taller than me, I ain't get to see shit.
What'd you get?
17.
17. So, Garm, you're still like, rubbing a sore shoulder.
Would somebody like to let me know that this was playing on grass?
You two kind of look toward the direction where the noise is coming from, and you can see a little glint, like the sun reflecting off of something. That kind of has a little bit of like a copper sheen to it.
I halt everyone quietly.
Who goes there?
Hey, you can do that. You're a fucking stink.
You say that? Okay.
Scary deep man voice.
Yeah.
So,
The party, scared, holds up a Kenku. Reach for the sky.
after you call that out, standing up out of the grass is... Would you like to describe yourself?
Yeah, well, it's incomplete, but it's basically that. So, it is a...
Hold on here, let me just flex that. I got this one right there. Just take like fucking 10 minutes and sketch an entire goddamn character. It's boss as fuck.
Couldn't have been better on the shading. Anyway, rustling through the grass, you see approaching you a elderly looking dragonborn. Rough estimate would put her 60 to 70, kind of that range, so towards the twilight years of the dragonborn lifespan. Copper skinned, although you can tell that, like, especially around like the neck and face area, there's some scales missing. Really harsh, very angular cut into the left eye, resulting in essentially, from what you can surmise, being scarred shut. One arm, her left arm, is actually cradling kind of a what am I looking for? A crutch, kind of an apparatus, so a very, very sturdy piece of wood. The other arm is gone. So all you can really see is just a basically stops about around the elbow, and the rest of the cloth is just kind of tied up into a harsh knot, keeping all that in place. Not so much in ways of clothing, just, I mean, you can tell just maybe like a very basic, like an apron of sorts. Trying to think of what else. Curiously enough, I don't know if you have a tail, but I do not.
I do not have a tail.
You do not have a tail either. Okay, yeah, so no tail club. That's pretty much it. You can tell on my expression, very harsh frown, like a grimace.
What eye is it that's gone?
Left eye. So left eye, right arm.
Ow.
Scar.
God damn it, I can't fucking spell. Are there any religious symbols on this person? Mm-hmm.
That's the religion. None. Yeah, none that you can see. I don't know how much they know about Dragonborn, but there's nothing about like no Tiamat, no religious symbols whatsoever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you part of the cult of the Whispered One?
Huh?
Inside check.
Sure. Go ahead and roll insight.
Damn it!
You can roll persuasion or deception.
Yes. What did you get?
11.
12.
Whew.
Seems on the up and up. Has no idea what you're talking about.
That you know of.
Stab you on the back.
If you're not hostile, great. If you're hostile, fuck off until tomorrow.
Plays an old Dragonborn just so I can go, oh, someone call an ambulance, but not for me.
okay, well, we recently got told about a cult of the fucking Whispered One who decides that they like to pluck out their own goddamn eyes. So. Just, no offense.
Is the Whispered One a treant?
No.
Then
No,
there ain't
thanks.
no cult.
I don't think that's how that works.
I know.
What are you doing out here in the middle of nowhere?
This is my land. And you're trespassing.
Just passing through.
Inside check.
Sure.
That's a 0. 16.
Oh, that's a natural 1.
They're trespassing on your land.
I cock the shotgun at 5th level.
Again, if you're hostile, come back tomorrow. Had enough.
For the first time, I'm going to take notice of the pile of green paste currently standing in front of me.
You do gaze upon a pretty. The armor now is a little dinged up,
I am relatively healthy at this point.
but the
It's only
the
mostly dead.
green scales underneath are giving you quite the lip of a armored green dragonborn. A short sword kind of belted at his side, and a long, big two-handed halberd just kind of like strapped up.
Just going to survey the party that's here. So it would be...
I am a. I appear as a blue humanoid with black tattoos in various places, most predominantly on my face and arms are the ones you'd be able to see, and in just basic attire,
Okay.
traveling clothes, such.
Gotcha. Green dragonborn in armor with halberd. Is note there?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Assuming she hasn't rolled stealth and I didn't know about it.
No, I
I know
didn't
she's tiny, but Jesus.
know.
I thought she was still off in the
No, short, black, crow, yellow beak, black cloak, but it's not up. It's back.
Okay. I'm going to apologize right now. I look at the king and go, so you're gonna eat that one, or...
Chicken.
Note is part of the group. You're not. Tread carefully.
Sass.
There will be no eating of the small bird.
You've been walking for the better part since like early morning. One of those, I rose when the sun did. From the village that you're from. To put into perspective, just kind of like here, you're about like right here-ish, in the middle of this field. You're from there.
Okay. On that note, then, I'm going to sit next to the not meal and plop down next to the fire and start warming my hand.
Oh, they moved away from the camp. That's not a.
We're just walking through the forest.
Yeah, you guys, you come up on. You kind
Oodalali?
of intersected.
Oodalali.
God, what a day. Okay.
You're actually coming up on a part of the. You see it like the river that you guys have been kind of following, forks, and one end goes across where the path you guys are walking and continues down to where it empties out into the lake far off in the distance. What would now be to your right because you turned the other direction, and the other end kind of forks up into the mountains and continues. You you've been walking for quite a while. Ended up hearing footsteps and got low. Discovered this.
Morzog is not quiet.
No, Morzog is not quiet.
I'm equally not quiet.
On a good day. And it's definitely not a good day.
Struggle busting it.
You were tracking the previous footsteps of some kind of entity that leaves behind a very odd print. Almost humanoid, yet not quite.
Would I be able to identify what the prints belong to?
Make make a survival check. Or a nature. Make a nature.
Nature, you say? I say 10.
You would not be able to discern what this is.
Oh shit. Okay.
They look the prints look like roughly humanoid, but like very roughly. Like they're kind of the toes are kind of a little elongated, and the print itself is kind of big but like slender.
Bigfoot.
But slender.
Slender.
Man, bear, pig.
Yeah.
Sure.
Very slender.
Spider pig. Spider pig. But D&D version, so it's actually a spider pig.
This will.
Kayla, you've already pushed your luck.
Shits themselves. Holy fuck.
It's.
gonna roll again because I
it's
took
not.
luck.
It's
What?
not spider. It's not. It's not spider legs though. It's like the pink fleshy legs with hooves on the end. They're just like elongated and jointed, and you just hear.
My next character is going to do nothing but cast fire magic, just so we're clear.
Oh, that's what I did last session. I have a flame tooth dagger or flame tongue dagger. I literally opened a door, saw a bunch of webs, just went, and just walked away and just literally killed the fucking bacon.
This will make. This will make the third one this month. It was one. The first one was like three. Could you stop? The 1st one was like 3
you're
or
like
4
too
months
much.
ago.
Yeah.
And you thought it was just a coincidence, or just a, once happening. And the month after that, it was 2.
How old are her wounds?
Old, like scars from.
These injuries happened while I was in my prime. My current state is not.
Okay, old could be, a couple months old.
Yeah.
Perspective.
That's right.
How old is Gar?
Younger.
He's a young whippersnapper.
Yeah.
20s.
20. Okay. Around that time period is when I would have sustained my injuries.
I forget what age I made him, but 20s.
Okay. I leaned down next to the tracks.
Go ahead and make another survival check, just to, because you were on the trail and you've been interrupted and you have to find them again.
You say survival?
Yeah.
9.
9.
Well, shit.
Meeting the new party, you've kind of lost track of the trail you were following, and it'll take you a bit to maybe pick it up again.
I'm gonna mutter a dwarvish curse word under my breath.
I understand it.
Anyway. Basically, I'm just going to start then just kind of try to keep it composed and look like I'm like actually looking in that way, but realistically, if you looked a little bit closer, I'm just kind of frantically looking for any kind of a clue now, or any kind of a trail.
Can I look and see the different shoes on you?
Huh?
Can Can I look and see at the print she was looking at? Like, is it visible to me?
No, she didn't find it, so you don't know what she's looking for.
The print I was leaning down to?
That you described as being elongated humanoid?
That's what you were following, and because you encountered this party, you lost the trail.
Okay.
Like, you know what print you're looking for,
Yeah.
you just currently don't see it anymore.
Okay. Then instead of me leaning up against leaning
You
towards
lean
the track,
down
I'm-
into the grass to like try to
Yeah,
find it,
I'll do
and are
that.
just like, shit, like I lost it.
Well, fuck. Okay. I'm just gonna continue doing that then.
After exchanging a few words, you see this dragonborn's now like just pushing through the grass, trying to like find something.
Did you lose your teeth or something?
Oh man. Too bad I don't have flame resistance. Damn. If I had both my arms, you'd get snaps.
Thanks.
Jeez. I look back and just kind of holding the stick as like a prop or whatever of sorts. I kind of like turn back, but not facing them, but still looking. It's just hilarious. You could, actually help me.
Well, to help you, we have to know what we're looking for.
And what's in it for us?
Well, look over at the soon-to-be recently deceased over there. Apparently, the forest doesn't like you.
Hmm.
I touched the beans, not getting the beans.
Oh.
I don't know what could tip you off about the forest not liking us. Not a clue.
Well, help me, and I guide you through these parts.
With what?
Just gesture towards my brain.
No, help you with what?
I knew that. I described the track to them.
Do I recognize this description?
Was this anything like the shifter tracks that we saw where it changed from monster to human when we, at the beginning of the campaign?
What is being described to you doesn't sound like the same track. And there's no detail that is given of it changing from one thing to another. I want you to make a nature check. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
a cool
fucking cool! That was awesome. It landed on the lip of the fucking box.
Can I take it?
No.
Damn it.
What was it?
An 18.
Yeah.
Oh, got an 18 anyway. Haha.
There.
So 29.
Holy shit.
Rude. Feels bad.
What?
The
is
only way that
being-
could have been better is if that was an acrobatics check.
What is being
True.
described to you? You've seen once or something similar a long time ago, and you had gathered enough information that it was something that you should not have been messing with. Usually there are tales of young looking women that leave an odd footprint, and sometimes they are portrayed as old ladies looking for assistance before people are snatched away in the night. Commonly referred to in a lot of cultures and having different appearance depending on their environment. You would basically know them as hags.
Just immediately think of the hag ravens in Skyrim.
You're not far off.
The wheezing.
Okay. She describes a hag. I understand that it's a hag. Would I be then able to understand or define characteristics to be able to see if she's a hag?
She wants to insight check the old lady that appears out of nowhere.
Sure, insight.
That's
check.
asking for assistance from people, but is also known to have people snatched in the middle of the night.
Well, you like run through these of like sometimes they appear as old ladies and then people go missing, and you just look up
at the old lady who, that's how I see it going down. Can you hop off, please?
7. Not doing so great on the insides today.
You look up and you kind of like tilt your head a little bit, and you're just kind of like, I don't know.
To throw gasoline on that fire, you hear her muttering stuff about like, I think
Plus,
have gotten far.
plus you remember the comment of, "Are you gonna eat that?" And so you look at Note and look at her and look at Note and look at her, and you're like, "Shit, what do I do?"
I look at Arctis. Do you know what she's talking about?
Does he know what she's talking about?
Who's Arctis?
Arctis is the ranger
Monster
of the
Hunter
group.
Ranger.
Okay. Colton?
Yeah.
Thank you.
He appears as a humanoid with weird elongated nose features.
Okay.
He has like he has
fucking
kind of
mutton
like
chops
a really strong jaw with kind of like a longer-ish nose, and like really thick kind of like sideburns that come off of the hair.
They're mutton chops.
Mutton chops.
For the
Yeah,
chops.
pretty
Mutton chops.
We've all seen Pirates of the Caribbean with mutton chops.
I've heard of something like that, but never really encountered one. I mean, legend goes that if you find one, you just stay away.
Why are you wanting to find him?
Because they belong back home.
You didn't explain what you were looking for. They just know you're looking for a hag.
Yeah. For clarification of the table, that was said because I actually legitimately don't know the reason. I'm improving the fuck out of this.
Uh-huh.
So it wasn't, I'm not being sus, I'm just being dumb. I want that on a shirt. Yeah. Okay. I didn't know if you were gonna add something else.
Yeah, no.
Okay, cool. Defeated, I mutter another curse. I stand up, straighten out my apron, look at you. Weirdly enough, my expression has changed for once that you've seen so far. Instead of the kind of general crotchety pissed offness, you can see that I'm legit something akin to worry. Children have gone missing from my village. Being the eldest and knowing the parts the best, I was sent to scout out and hopefully find them, but clearly babies is children too.
I know.
Okay. Been unsuccessful, but they can't have gotten far. I mean, they're maybe a few months old at best.
Where is your village?
From where you are, it's southeast-ish, like maybe a mile into the Lotus Den. Kind of like on the very northern part of it.
It's just around the river bend.
Just around the riverbend.
Disney's gonna
We're talking about-
sue.
No, it's covered. You're fine. Like time frame away, like 6 hours.
Oh, from where you
like a
guys
day
are
and a
standing
half.
right now?
Hop, skip, and a jump.
Yeah, about a day and a half.
A few minutes.
Yeah.
Which means differently if you're from the Midwest.
It's true. I
Cause
mean,
like
it's
you
only
guys,
like a
little
couple
bit
hours.
up the
because
road.
Little ways up.
at this point you guys have been walking for a while, so it's like start. You can see the sun is starting to like kind of go into the like noonish area, and you've gotten farther away from the Lotus Den, but from where her village is and the description she gives, it would be still probably about a day and a half, just because it's on that farther northern part.
I would like to insight check her story.
Sure, go ahead and insight check.
You can't beat this. What'd you get?
8.
4.
Oh!
Killing it today.
Not sure.
I got 1 better than last time.
Hard to.
Well, no, because
Oh,
her
well,
insight
okay,
beat my
yeah,
persuasion.
okay, that's right.
Yeah. The look of sincerity on my face says that, yeah, this is about as close to the truth as you're going to get out of me. Does that please the court?
That does please the court.
Well, we
Off with their heads.
we do need a guide if we want to get through this fucking forest.
Oh, you're out of the forest. You're in the grasslands.
Yeah, if we want to get to where we're fucking going.
That's fair.
So we just went in and looped around, came back out on the same side, or
It's a hate loop.
What we had intended was going straight through.
You came out here in this little semicircle of trees.
Okay, cool. Where did we go in? So yeah, we went straight through.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Where she is describing is here.
Oh, so we started on the coast.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you're like up here-ish in this little area, kind of where this river goes across, and there's a lake over here.
Where are we going?
This way,
Okay.
because you're wanting to go here
Oh.
And you've made it this far on your own?
to Hubbard.
Yeah.
Regardless.
She's got a stick. She can hit people with it.
Regardless of needing a guide, with the bullshit that we've seen out here, children going missing probably means one thing. Something's eating them.
That's likely.
I'm gonna take great offense to what you just said.
Yeah, I don't care.
Says the face of the group.
Yeah,
Big oof.
the face of the group has had it for the last day.
Face of the group. That's rough, buddy.
Oh.
The face of the group is tilted.
Yeah.
I said probably.
How long ago did they go missing?
About a week ago.
This one, yeah, about a week ago.
About a week ago.
And you're just now trying to find it?
In the case of missing children, we first search the village and then expand outwards. A few days passed and we arrived at the foregone conclusion that they must have been carried away.
So you're trying to follow a 1.5-week-old trail through the forest. And
Yeah.
somehow expecting to actually, find it?
Yes, I am. And I'm wasting my time here. So I'm going to just kind of the stick out of the ground and begin heading the best direction I think I should be going.
You can make another survival check.
What's that? Natural 20!
Nice.
After
Filled in the wind. Filled in the wind right now.
after feeling pretty concluded that this is, you need to get going, and this is what you must be doing.
I'm double checking my GPS tracker.
You start looking through the grass again, and you discover the. Did you use that entire roll of tape already?
Is a big
Fucking play the goddamn game. Remember how I do it?
And you
I think that means yes.
rediscover the trail,
This is
the
definitely
long,
goddamn tape at least.
the long-toed footprint, basically, that you had been tracking. And as you kind of like start looking up, you can follow the prints that are Not a huge gate between them, but a fairly decent one.
Okay.
For the children.
Again, regardless of needing a guide, if something is taking children, it needs to die. And I have some things I need to work out right here. I need to work out this tilt on something.
For the children.
Sure, why not?
And no eating.
No eating.
Fine. Just keep up.
Arctis.
I break into the fastest granny walk you've ever seen. Maybe 2 miles, you don't know.
Actually, that's horrifying.
God.
You ever see that game Granny?
Oh god.
It's,
Yeah.
it's horrifying.
Yeah.
They made a
Is that
second
the one where the baby, one of you is the baby and you have to try to kill yourself?
No.
Okay, maybe I'm thinking
Oh, I'm thinking of a different game then.
You're at your grandmother's house and you're walking around trying to get out, and she comes up to you and beats you to death.
Oh,
And the game's just called Granny.
The game is just called Granny, and Granny 2. And there's gonna be a third one for some fucking reason.
Yep.
Horrifying.
say I know of a game where you play as a
Granny
baby.
3 Tokyo Drift. Yeah.
You play as a baby in grandma's house, and grandma's
Granny
trying
Simulator.
to
Yeah.
Granny's trying to restrain you, but the baby is trying to like find plugins and drink bleach from under the sink and all kinds of other different things that would kill the baby.
Climb to the banister. Ceiling
Yeah.
fan. Yeah.
In short, that grandma's fast as fuck.
Hold on, Granny.
Legit though, my movement speed's 40, so like legit keep up.
That went farther than I anticipated. Do you actually have a print somewhere close?
I point to the one I found on the ground.
Yep.
Arctis, you know, do your thing.
Oh, you brother.
You're welcome.
Yes.
There's a ranger in the group. I'm gonna use the fucking ranger to do the damn tracking.
I was gonna have him go fuck off.
You can do it after we find kids.
So, actually, okay. So the being that that is referred to as Arctis steps up, and you can see the kind of bottom part of his face seems to kind of like elongate just slightly into more of like a little bit of a snout,
Okay.
a little bit, and kind of crouches down to one knee, and you can hear just a deep inhale of breath, and he stands back up and goes, I think I got it.
Could I possibly roll so that my character does not make a foregone jump to conclusions that, oh, that thing just turned into a beast-like creature. I'm looking for tracks.
That's the only transformation that you see.
Still transformation.
Yeah, I'm still sus.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
I don't know what I'm rolling.
An insight check.
Okay. Well, poopity doop. That is a 6.
Cool.
You're not quite sure. I mean, it's really weird.
Okay. I don't fucking trust him.
I don't trust him. And so he picks up on the same trail that you do. And you proceed in a eastwardly kind of direction.
Okay. Will's character is named.
Morzog.
Okay. How's Morzog looking?
Morzog's kind of cradling a like thick bandage that's going across his ribs. So he's just kind of doing one of these, and he has he's not. You've seen some full-blooded orcs that kind of roam, and some of them are from barbarian tribes that kind of come down through the mountains or through the grasslands, and he is definitely of that kind of ilk. But crap. Why is everybody getting sick today?
Yes.
That sounded healthy.
He's one of their ilk, as you see a big, very thick-muscled, tan-skinned, not green, orc with this large two-handed sword strapped to his back.
Okay. I'm going to point to the orc, and I'm going to point to the one whose face just changed, and very sternly, authoritatively state, those two can't come with us, they'll slow us down.
Slow you down how?
That one.
What? That's what? Sorry.
I point to Morzog and Arcturus? Arctus. Sure. Point those two and say those two will slow us down. The reasoning being that one is injured. I'm going to say that Arctus is also injured or unfit to come with.
He actually is pretty injured. Both of them are pretty beat up.
In reality, though, it's I don't fucking trust this guy, and if he's away, I'm eliminating possible subjects here. So, like, if he is far away and we encounter what's actually taking the babies, then, hey, guess what? You're innocent.
Roll a persuasion check.
At advantage, because I'm a little kind Granny?
No.
Damn it. Doesn't matter. That's a 10. Give me a second. Persuasion, 11. Fucking beat that.
You actually might.
Oh my god.
Their charisma's both
Yeah.
dog shit.
It's a wisdom save.
Yeah.
That's a wisdom save?
I don't have a plus 21. What's this?
I'm fine as he takes another step and just keeps cradling his rib.
We're not splitting the party. If you want our help, we're all going.
I tried.
I unfortunately couldn't cop out of that one.
Yeah. Very well, very well. We move onward.
I do not know what the policy of your cat's eating plastic is, but,
No.
okay, good. Stop.
Which one is it?
Is it
Ash.
Oh.
Ash. God damn it, Ash.
This is why you throw up.
Ash's
Punishment, Blaze
Ash
gets
is
put in the
losing
gulag.
his keepers. He's lost most of his little ones, and he just lost one of his fangs like the other day. So he's in a rough spot.
Blaze
We've
gets
got him on
punished. I start
soft
shut the
food
door.
now.
Blaze goes.
Aww.
So, as you start heading a more eastwardly direction, you come to what is basically the fork in the river. It's a larger section where the water collects and splits into the river that goes into the mountains, and then the one that empties out into the lake. And across the river, you can kind of see basically more of the grasslands, but also the bottom of the mountain and how it starts to slope up. Can I have everybody make perception checks, please?
17.
That's cocked as fuck.
That's my foot.
Oh, thank God.
Ash.
Alright. Thank God the other one was cocked as fuck. 10.
And you said you got a 17.
Yes.
23.
And on account of my one eye and severe glaucoma, 5.
It's for my glaucoma.
I almost had a 2, so.
I rolled a 2.
I rolled a 3. Stupid cock fucking dice.
guest starring in a one shot or guest starring at a session? Yep. Know that your roles are going to be shit? Yep. Old character. Everything's excused.
You notice that kind of like off in the distance, there seems to be kind of like something odd about the very bottom of one of the mountains, right as it starts to kind of slope up.
There's something weird there.
You said 23. You definitely see an opening. It actually looks like kind of like multiple openings, one smaller than the other.
Like some sort of cave,
You
a house.
you would surmise probably like a cave.
I'm very familiar with Underdark things.
So Mumford and Sons is taking the babies?
I don't know that reference.
Yeah. They made a song called The Cave. That's literally it.
Sure.
I was like, yeah, it's a cave or something. Do hags like to live in caves?
Depends on which one you're talking about.
Yes.
Cave
and no.
hag?
You-
Yes.
You would not be familiar with the specifics of each hag.
I got a 29 on that roll.
For
You didn't get a 29.
To identify a hag? Yeah. That was what I got a 29 on.
You describe hag. You also describe me as having many characteristics of hag. She
That's-
may jump in insight and saying, "Oh hey, I'm gonna check if you're hag." She rolled 29, which was fucking baller, and you're like, "Oh no, not hag." So I'm pretty sure she knows what a hag is.
Just saying. Especially if it's sea hag. If it's a sea hag, I would know exactly everything.
Boom.
But
most things like most caves have not happy things in them.
Some caves have bears. This one might have a fucking witch monster thing.
Well,
Just watch
You-
for sword.
you would definitely know that sea hags are the sea hag that you're familiar with is a kind of tall, humanoid-esque looking creature that resembles an old crotchety woman. The ones you're familiar with, or that you've at least heard about or seen, or what have you, kind of have like a hunch as if the back has like a bulbous tumor, but also like webbed appendages and clawed hands and feet, and like to kind of wait in dark waters for a thing to swim by before snatch them up. But given how the tracks you have been looking through have went, you can actually see they empty into this lake, or not the lake, but the river, surmising that it's probably crossed it in some way, shape, or form.
follow it.
I'm just a meat point and I murder.
Do
Okay.
I have to go across the lake, or
Yeah, you'd have to get across the river. So, can can I get athletics checks? And except for you, actually, you actually can literally breathe under the water. So, no matter how deep this is, you can literally just swim through it, no issue.
I'm calling bullshit on this roll.
just because you don't like it doesn't mean you get to go bullshit.
I rolled an 18. The fuck am I doing with athletics?
You're a barbarian. That's how it works.
Yeah, no, but
Just
still.
one hand paddle at a.
Modified 20.
Dolphin that shit.
I take the stick and just start twirling it like a fucking propeller.
It's cocked.
Yeah, it is.
That's cocked as fuck, yeah.
There you go.
14.
Okay. Both of you end up making it through. It's, fairly easy. It's not that wide of a river, but it is pretty fairly good size. You rolled a what now?
18.
Plus.
No, 12
Oh,
plus
8.
6.
Oh, okay.
I give the DM totals
Yeah. No. Okay.
because I'm not a fucking asshole.
Yeah. You end up like damn near half jumping your way through.
I know these
This-
parts. I'll take it.
You make it to the other side, albeit a little wetter than you were.
Not really.
Huh?
Not really.
It's okay.
My hair does this natural, like, little in water-esque look all the time.
Moose.
Most.
Make all the. God damn it. Son of a bitch.
As you get across this river, go ahead and make another survival check just to pick up on the trail again. Anybody, if
Technically,
anybody,
Arthur's was the one leading us because he found it.
you can take it with advantage if you'd like.
Yay!
Okay. What am I rolling?
Survival.
Okay. How am I proficient in that? Yet still have a 0. The fuck.
Because you didn't add your proficiency bonus, like your
Yeah.
fish.
So plus the
18.
3 because I'm a genius. Modified 20.
Hey,
Okay. With the help of a few of you, you end up relocating the trail, and if it continues like it is, yeah, it's heading toward that cave.
Whatever it wasn't very high. It wasn't hiding its tracks very well then. Just beeline.
How old are these tracks?
How old are these tracks, Arctis?
A few days.
You know the kid's probably not alive, right?
I don't know if I'm mad at the pragmatic character or if I'm mad at the pragmatic player that watches too much investigation discovery. I'm aware of the 48 hours rule.
Put that out there.
I had a weird thought. Are hags made or are they born?
Yes.
Oh, I'm asking you because she knows about them, but asking you because
Yeah.
you're supplying
Yeah.
the information.
I believe they're made.
I
I
was
also
just
believe
thinking
they're made.
Fable and the hobgoblins. They took the kid and they made him into a hobgoblin.
Oh yeah, those little fucking.
I think
quadrants.
hags are similar to like a throat shit.
Yeah.
Or not like Wendigo, like they have to like devour the flesh of like something and then like they have to cast a spell and then they become all
Okay.
Karen.
Wendigo.
You missed
So
it.
it might
Why
still
did
be
I
alive.
only get Naga? The fuck?
Yeah, just not, the way it was.
Not it?
No, it's a hag.
That is terrifying.
Alphabetical.
Yep.
There's letters on the sides.
That's a B. That's a D.
H.
You're looking for the letter on the side that says H.
Yeah. Oh,
Probably the first one because the next letter is an A.
I didn't know that was down there.
I am pleading the 5th. Want to make me comment, but I'm not gonna.
I should have just used my phone.
No, you're committed to it at this point.
Yep, pretty much. Okay. We made it, everybody. We made it. There we go. Yeah, they are made. Once creatures of the Feywild, but their foulness saw them exiled to Hades long ago, where they degraded into fiends.
So they're Fae and Fiends?
They are technically considered straight up fiend.
Aren't they pretty?
They are Fey-born, corrupted by fiends.
Many eons ago.
Yeah.
Cool, my phone just fucking broke.
And that's a sea hag.
And that's what we found in Amon.
Sure.
The one that made the deal with Raven, in which I literally shouted at everyone, I'm like, listen, if we fuck this up, I die. Do not fuck this up.
How close are we to this cave?
After making it past the river, you're
I need a number.
about 200 feet away.
Not close enough. Got it.
How are you guys approaching this as you continuously get closer?
What's the terrain? What's the terrain?
It's that transition between like the grass is slowly becoming less and less until it just becomes the rocky expanse of the mountain itself.
Okay. And what time of day is it now?
Like evening.
Oh, Grody.
Oh, Grody.
Yeah. Hags propagate by snatching and devouring human infants. After stealing a baby from its cradle or its mother's womb, the hag consumes the poor child. A week later, the hag gives birth to a daughter who looks human until, on her 13th birthday, the child transforms into the spitting image of her hag mother.
Needs to die. Got it.
Grody.
And
You
the
wouldn't know that.
and the well, I mean,
Oh, I know that.
you wouldn't know that, but with that and being told that this is probably what the like 5th one after 3 months. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna sneak because my health isn't up there.
Are you staying with the group or are you going ahead of them?
I'm gonna go off to the side a little bit, so that way the big guys don't necessarily. Because when they go in, it's gonna be. Do you
We're
want,
here!
Yeah. Do you
We're
want?
brawling.
Do you
Well-
guys want me to scout?
Well, after you guys get across the river, Morzog is actually the one who kind of like sits and tells you guys to just go on ahead, and if you need me, scream, because as the current moment, I'm pretty useless.
He can make himself a hole to hide in mold earth.
Tough it.
Huh?
Tough it.
Tough it.
Oh, yeah.
Tough.
And Arctis tells you that I'll stay with him to change his bandages and make sure he doesn't, get worse.
Well, I can go up and check it out with sneaky sneak and see what we're dealing with.
Carefully.
Are you guys staying close or?
I mean, we'll stay up, like, go to the entrance.
Are we,
Make sure you're not squawks. We're relatively close.
are we at the entrance to the cave?
Oh, we were 200 feet away.
We're 200 feet away.
I kind of figured, Morzog, stay. We go. Yay.
No.
No following.
Well,
Oh, sad now.
so from 200 feet away, you can see the actual cave entrance, which is just this kind of like dugout hole. Probably belonged to a bear at one point. As you approach, you find that there's a stench coming from the entrance to the cave that smells an awful lot like just rot and decay. It's terrible on the nose. Go ahead and roll a stealth check.
Turned off. Didn't look at my sheet for too long. Equals 13. 21?
Nice.
Okay.
Damn.
Level 5.
No, good roll.
It's just gonna get better.
It's only gonna get better.
As you guys
Yeah.
approach the entrance to the cave, you see Note get down low, and you have
Lower than Charity is.
advantage on your stealth if you wanted to try to go higher
Okay.
because of your cloak.
How about it just give me...
That's an always thing.
Oh. It just
You
gives
don't-
me +1 to initiative.
It doesn't give you.
Oh, advantage to stealth checks.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I haven't been
Text.
using that this whole time.
Card text.
Thieves' tools.
That too. It help if
In the box.
in the box. Well, that time was a 16 plus 8, so 24.
So you pull your hood up and you can feel that slight little tingle around your eye sockets, signaling that you have the dark vision for whenever it finally kicks in. And you get down low and start kind of pushing your way up to the cave entrance. Your your beaked face kind of pokes around, and inside you see this about it's kind of like a 10-foot like burrow tunnel, so not that far for before you come into like this open kind of cavernous, a little circular room. And as you going inside right now, you see a 10-foot tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
That's about the cave entrance is about 20 foot tall, 15 foot wide.
Big ass fucking cave.
And you see kind of like a dig in and then a circular kind of room.
But I don't see anybody.
Nothing yet.
How
It
far
smell-
into this is she seeing as it is?
Do what?
How far into this is she seeing as it is?
You can see you get a 60-foot vision.
So she's seeing 60 feet, but still not seeing the end of this room?
Not quite. It's a pretty big
Not
circular
doubting,
room.
clarification.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Are we?
You can see that there might be something a little farther in. It's basically you're like right on. I hate this word. You're right on the cusp of maybe discovering something else. But
As an action, I'm just like, hey, I can see if there's a fiend or whatever within 60 feet of me.
Fucking nice.
are you all just kind of up against that wall
Yeah.
at the entrance? Okay.
She just, stuck her head around and...
Within 60
Divine
feet.
sense is what you're.
Yep.
You cast it. You feel that like a warmness in your chest that just kind of pulses out, and you kind of wait for a second. Not picking up anything.
Okay.
Then I'm going to go in.
With a score of 24, you get real low and start slowly making your way into this cave. You get the 10 foot before you, from this new entrance, you now see at the other end of the room is another kind of like opening, a little, definitely smaller than the entrance. Almost like somebody made a door, and you can see there's like another room on that side, but you can't quite make anything out. In here, it's kind of you can see different like animal corpses and bones. It's mostly bones. Some of the flesh is all gone, and this is basically like just all along the like edge, and you can definitely see where like some of the bones have been broken in like a walkway kind of thing, but this seems to be like where the meals might have been tossed out from whatever has been eaten. Make a perception check for me.
Would this place be considered desecrated?
Probably.
Okay, well I know that. That Divine Sense also does that
that's
too.
right.
19.
Nice.
It's not technically desecrated.
Okay.
But I forgot that was a little tidbit. What do you get?
19.
As you go through, you're slowly. It's really hard to get through this room because of all of the bones, and you don't want to like kick one over or make any noise or break any. So you're like having to put your foot kind of like claw in first, and like kind of shove the tip of your foot in to basically put it underneath. And as you do, you kick over a more humanoid kind of skull.
Baby bones?
The top of the head is not fully formed, and some of the pieces are missing. You can only imagine.
Is it clean enough for me to take it with? Because if they can't see, I could bring it back to them.
Yeah, it's baked clean. If you wanted to pick that up.
Yep.
Okay. You slowly make your way to the... Are you heading for this other door?
Yes.
Okay. You slowly make your way in to this other smaller door, and go ahead and... actually, what'd you say there was previous? 16, right?
19.
19. You peek your head in, and you see a shape kind of disappear from what would be like the center of the room off to the left, just kind of like out of your view for a second, but it's definitely in some kind of shadow. And as you're standing there, you kind of are trying to like follow this before you hear
I'm guessing baby sounds. Okay.
Do not wake up that witch.
It's sounds alive, but it's it like coughs every now and again and sounds really fuzzy. You don't see it quite yet, but and I would say from where you're standing, you can kind of make out like what would be like a pile of rags or maybe like hides or something that you would probably surmise would be like a bed.
How much does the baby weigh? Probably.
Like the living baby? Hard to tell.
Probably more than 10 pounds.
You don't quite see it yet, but yeah, probably definitely more than 10 pounds.
It's more than a couple months old, yeah.
I think I see where you're going with this, and that's clever.
Whoop.
Just
Newborn, you were in luck.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not in 2020, but
Yeah.
You see
Back then,
you see some hides that are kind of piled up to what you could assume is probably like a bed or something, but there's nothing in it. You see some odd kind of like makeshift like furniture, like tables in different places with various things on them. But one thing you do notice, on one of the tables, on the far other end of the room, right next to the bed, is an orb. About this big. And it's made of like a dark, some kind of dark material. You're currently seeing in black and white, like monochrome, and it all you can see is like this dark orb that is letting out this like you can barely pick up the sound of like a thrumming or like a little whooshing off of it. It's just barely audible.
Would I be able to see if I recognize it or from my master studies?
From where you're standing, go ahead and just make an Arcana check.
I rolled a 19
Nice.
plus 6, so 25.
Nice.
Fuck.
Gotcha, bitch.
So, from reading certain books in your master's library, you remember something about these creatures that, like, you know, you were just like, oh, wait, that's right. Hags have this tendency to carry a couple of certain objects on them, and it's pretty universal between what is referred to as night hags. One of them is a soul stone, where they can, after they kill their victims, they basically trap their soul and use it to as basically like a currency with other fiendish entities. And another is an orb that lets them transfer themselves to the ethereal plane, helping them to traverse through certain terrains or get past certain places where they do not want to be found. Which one of these it is, you are not quite sure, but you know it's one of them.
How far away is it?
About 40-ish feet. 40, 45
Like,
How much
do,
does it weigh?
yeah, I'm thinking, do I steal the baby or do I steal the hag's escape route and then try and take the baby?
You still can't see the baby, but you hear off, because you're at that entrance still, so you're like, you can see the majority of the room, but there's something off to your left that you're hearing, basically just like rustling and like murmurs, a fussy baby, and then like a murmuring voice. And then off in this area, you can see the orb sitting on this table across the room.
I'm thinking I can take the orb.
Oh, I guess kind of what I'm.
She's
I guess-
showing off the other 20% of the door.
Oh, great. I guess what I'm missing here is that this new little like dig in to get to this next room. It's the way it's dug is it's like the first part of it is like straight in. It's not like a tunnel per se, but it's like kind of slanted. So it's like door, but the way in is like it's odd. That's why you're seeing part of this room and you have something over here that you can't see.
Can I go to the other side of it? Oh, is it slanted?
You would have to kind of like do one of these.
You have to
see
get
the
into the
rest.
doorway in order to be able to see past this lamp.
Yeah, to like poke your head in.
Well, is there any light sources in the room? Like
no,
shadows?
you're seeing in the dark.
Okay. Can hags see in the dark? Probably. Everything can see in the dark.
I make it a point to not play something that does not have dark vision.
Humans.
Furbolgs.
And me.
Furbolgs, Kenku, and humans cannot see in the dark.
And whatever the hell she is.
You can't see in the dark? Oh shit.
And it's a
I
spell.
asked you to give it
Yes.
to me and you'd never answered, so I just figured it was no. As I said, it didn't make sense for me to not be able to have dark vision.
You water goodness.
Oh,
I
you'd
feel like
think
you have
so, 'cause-
elven ancestry. You should.
And fish.
I'm based off of I'm essentially created because I was close to the water portal equivalent.
Well, water is dark.
Exactly.
Therefore, vision is dark.
Exactly.
I can't remember what the rest of your family is though.
Humans.
Oh, yeah. Acid resistance, amphibious, swim, call to the wave, and you get shaped water. Yeah, you don't have dark vision. Fire? What doesn't make any sense is fire genasi get dark vision.
Yeah.
But earth genasi do not.
That's why I said it doesn't make sense. It was your call, but you never answered me, so I assumed it was no.
poke my head around and slowly.
You
Snake the snake.
you slowly peek your head past this kind of slanted doorway. As you look in, you can see off on the. You actually were looking at like the majority of the room, and off to your left is just kind of a little, like maybe another 5 feet more of the room before you can see kind of like a cubby off in the far like upper left corner. There is a figure in a dark cloak, kind of outfit that is what you can see from the back is like you see in black and white. That is it's some kind of dark skin, and just barely poking out like kind of the top of the head, you can see kind of the resemblance of horns that kind of blend into the dark, kind of real greasy, stringy hair, and it's kind of bent over something. And given the sounds that you're hearing, you assume that the baby is probably right there.
And it's murmuring to the baby.
Yeah.
So, it's not going to eat it right now. Back to me or facing me?
Back to you.
Back
It does
to
not
me.
see you or hear you for that matter.
Can cantrips be cast with a whisper?
Verbal is verbal.
Yeah,
Doesn't have to have
it
a
can-
volume.
like it can still. Yes, you can cast it with a whisper, but like, it's still gonna be a sound being made because you have to verbally speak it.
But there's a difference between. I guess firebolt. So I mean, it's fine.
If you're like, if you're like casting Mage Hand or something, you're still having to be like, you know, whatever the incantation.
Way to go!
Cover
The
it, so-
Chamber of Secrets just fucking opened again.
Yeah.
I'll have a number 2. Hold the mayo.
Oh,
I just feel like
I'm
Voldemort
going to
get
step
extra mayo
back
because he's
from
evil.
the door.
Okay.
I want to very quietly cast Mage Hand, and if possible, can I cast it into my cloak?
It's still a sound being made in a echoey cavern. I'll say you can still cast it, but I'm gonna make you roll a stealth check with disadvantage.
So straight roll because cloak.
Yeah.
Okay.
But your cloak gives you advantage, so you
Straight roll.
just roll once.
Not terrible.
19.
1.
Yeah.
Yay.
Hey.
So
She's oblivious. Let's go.
you flip your
She's got
cloak
baby
over
eyes.
your beak and just kind of like dig your beak into your arm and your cloak, and you're just like, I need all of the cushion, and mutter your incantation, and you see off of the one hand a spectral hand just kind of floats in the air.
Is it a feathery hand? Version
It's
of
claws.
It would be a copy of whatever her hand is.
Claws. I'm going to go. It's invisible. I'm gonna go take the orb, take it down to the floor, and so it's low.
Okay. Well, she rolled a natural 1. So your
You can do whatever you want.
your mage hand goes over to the orb and wraps its claws around it. Very gently picks it up off of the wood, brings it over, and drops it down to the floor.
I'm not touching. I'm gonna keep because it stays active for a minute, I think.
Well,
Does
like,
it
I-
last?
She just wanted it close to the floor, so it wasn't just in the middle
Oh,
of the air.
I don't want it floating in the. I want it down close to the floor, so
Okay,
it's
so
not just.
you put it down. It's now on the floor next to in front of
No,
that
she's
table.
wanting to pull it back. She's not putting it actually on the floor.
Yeah, I'm. So
It's Lord of
I'm
the Ground.
taking it, but I don't want it to just be like,
Okay.
you know, across the room. So I want it low.
It picks up off of the table and goes down to the floor before gently kind of, you know, not rolling, but just barely floating off of the ground towards you.
And Yes, it does.
Are
last for a minute.
you grabbing it with your hand, or are you keeping it always in the mage hand?
I want to keep it in the mage hand.
Okay.
So I don't know what it
So
does.
now it's just kind of like floating this close to your chest. Just
I'm going to. Well, I'm gonna move it. I'm gonna kind of hide it off to the side a little bit.
Open's
Just-
bag of holding.
You have the bag of holding, but you're.
I know.
Oh, okay, yeah. if she sees me doing things and have a floaty thing,
Roll a perception disadvantage
Why disadvantage?
because you don't have dark vision and you're looking in a dark cave.
I have dark vision up. I casted dark vision because we
Oh,
were in a fucking.
okay. Then just roll a perception check. Just a base one.
It still sucks. 8.
What are you doing?
I'm going to be going back. Well, because I can't really do much. I'm going to be taking the orb and going back out to let them know what I've seen and show them baby skull and all that.
So, Note comes back out of the cave with a small dark orb just kind of floating in the air out toward you. And her feathery hand comes out from under the cloak and holds a skull that is infant size.
And then I'm gonna let them know what I saw. You know.
I opened the bag of holding some more to indicate put it in the fucking bag of holding.
Okay.
Okay, drops the orb in the bag. I believe Morzok has Identify,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
in which you can later, take that back to him.
So-
The skull is small even for an infant, which would indicate that it's probably halfling.
Okay. She's probably gonna. I'm talking to the group.
Sure.
She's probably gonna notice that orb looked fucking important. She's probably gonna notice it's gone. And when she notices that, he, she, hag, don't know, don't care.
They would
They-
be a good option.
We're gonna murder it. I don't care. When it gets pissed, it will probably run out of the cave pissed. We fight it out here, not in the cave. Hard to use the numbers in the cave.
Yeah, it'll bottleneck us, but at the same time,
And I can stand in front of the entrance to the cave.
why don't you can make mimicking noises? Can you make like a crying baby?
Any sound I've heard, I can. So yeah, I could do a crying baby. Is it trap time?
We could make that trap.
I was also thinking, is this a smooth cave or does it have the?
There are some elements that are smooth and there are some elements that are rough.
Does
Also, him going through a giant boneyard of click clacks
yeah,
probably not going to go out well.
No.
No,
But
I'm
I was
also big.
thinking-
Don't want to fight in the cave.
If need be, if we can get it outside, we can close the cave temporarily.
Just molder that bitch.
Take you a while and be doing it in the middle of combat.
6 seconds.
Yeah, but
For-
during combat, that's
During combat.
3 rounds to be able to close
If
the
I'm
cave entrance.
sneaking, and if we haven't started combat yet, it comes out and I close it off real quick. Then we're in combat. Oh
Well,
shit.
enough on stealth, I would be surprised.
Set the trap.
Set a trap.
What are we doing?
We probably need to move a little bit away, and then I can do the. I can also do mold earth to make us a whole, like if we want to.
Well, maybe you could just mold earth the. Like. Yeah, it would suck if we all have to go in this weird boneyard thing and fight, but we don't want her going back into where the baby is.
Yeah.
If we get her out from where the baby is, it's still alive. We want to keep it that way. So
You could mold earth like just the
just the doorway.
the
Yeah,
bottom.
that's. But I was also thinking
lip.
before, because if do we have cover?
I don't know. There's a mouth to this cave. How pronounced is this mouth from the normal part of the mount.
You could Moldorth the like the bottom lip of the door, so when she comes running out,
Trip.
But that's fair.
trips,
We
prone,
could also do
then
a
commence
rope.
murder.
We could also do a tripwire. We have rope.
How long is the boneyard?
It'd be 50 foot.
But if she does that, then we're gonna have to sneak in there. And
No
get close
was in there for a bit because trying to traverse a 50-foot room full of bones without setting anything off. Thankfully, you rolled really fucking high.
Yeah, it's gonna be impossible for the rest of us. Is my point.
No stealth.
Yeah.
No sneaky.
No snake. This group.
Hit.
I mean, to be fair, you have
Smash it with rock.
one less armored dude.
I think we should just
Still don't want to fight in the cave.
have them. I get it. It'd suck, but we want her out of that cave, out of her actual lair.
I'm thinking. Okay, so I'm guessing usually flat wall cave. If we go off to the side a little bit and I can mold out a divot to put him in, so she's not coming out and it's just big dude. Oh shit! I better
Well,
go
I mean,
back
we're
in.
both if we're on either side of the entrance to the cave.
Yeah.
Two of us on each side.
She comes running straight out.
Yeah.
And then I can.
Plant my fat ass in front of the door.
And then you could just mold her over the door so she can't turn around and go back in.
Are there any rocks nearby large enough to simulate the size of either that orb or a baby?
I mean, there are a bunch of loose rocks that have come from the mountain and have tumbled down. You could take a second to look through and.
I would like to grab one of a reasonable size, pull off my handkerchief, and wrap it. Can you mimic the sound of a crying baby?
Yes, because
I'll act as bait, thinking that I've stolen the baby from her. She's gonna come out of the cave, Moldorth it close, attack.
Or is it
Okay, but if she's just standing in front of the baby, then obviously it'd probably be better to go to the orb since it actually is gone.
Yeah.
And then how to? You could just make clanking noises. Like
Like-
you stole it, but then you tripped over a bone or something on your way out.
It could be just a different baby.
Can
Yeah.
you recreate the sound that the orb made?
If I've heard it, I can create it.
Okay. So do clank, then orb sound.
And baby crying. Well, because I'm thinking also if there's an old woman passing who happens to have a baby, will she be like, that's sneaky, or will she be like, ooh, another baby, yum?
The thing that I'm worried about is that she already has one in her possession.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole philosophy of like a snake that's just ate isn't going to be worried about eating some more. Like she's just going to let it go. It's whatever. And the orb is important. Someone stealing the orb
I
is
can
going
do
to
a silent image, and then I can mimic the sounds of the orb. Oh, wait, maybe not, because it's a magical item. Hold on. I have minor illusion.
be. That just means you can recreate what it looks like.
Yeah. It lasts for a minute.
And you're making noises has nothing to do with
No, but
casting
Minor
magic.
image wouldn't give you just the image of the item and kind of like a low resolution type of thing. Something at a distance would probably be like, oh, hey, that's my thing, but up close it'd be like, nah.
so I've got minor illusion. I've got silent image. Silent image is the better one because it lasts for 10 minutes. It
That makes no
requires
sound.
yes,
But
I
she
can make
makes
sounds.
sound.
Right.
Cast silent image on a rock, make it look like the orb. You make sound to simulate sound of orb. She comes out, closed mouth, wail on her.
Sound like a plan? We can just
Make
and,
click clack noises.
we can just throw
I
a
can
rock.
just throw a rock in it,
Yeah,
yeah.
throw a rock in there and rock over bones.
Okay. I go searching for 2 rocks, one heavy enough to throw, the other smooth enough to simulate the general shape of this orb.
Sure, roll investigation.
No, I'm saying this is me searching.
Oh, okay.
1.
Should've-
2. 3.
Nope.
Cool.
Well,
Cool, cool.
It takes you a couple of minutes, but you
Found a
end up
fish.
coming back, finding one that's like roughly the size of the orb that you had found,
Okay.
and another that's like the size of a softball.
Okay.
It's pretty heavy, but I mean, you just need something that you can throw.
Yeah, good
It'll,
enough.
it'll ride.
we need to put the one that I'm enchanting or whatever you call it, or illusioning, far enough away that I'll have time to drop the illusionment and do
How are you?
And do what?
am I closing the cave?
Oh, yes.
How are you presenting the fake orb? Are you just like laying it at the entrance, or are you like making the fake orb float through the air, showing that it's leaving her premises? How are you doing it?
I was going to have it like I dropped it when trying to escape, like because
So
we're
you're gonna put yourself in a view too?
No. So from what I can
Zoe.
tell, we're gonna throw a rock in the cave to like disturb the bones.
Mhm.
She's probably gonna look around. She might notice her orb's gone. And if it's in the cave, like where you look out the cave and it's there.
I'm just gonna pick it up and start walking away.
Oh, you could do that.
Yeah.
Be like, I got your thingy.
I got a jar
You're
of
gonna
dirt.
make the whole noise thingy, the wom noising.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna throw a rock to stir bones, and she'll be like, ah, where's my ball?
Yes,
Just like that.
exactly. Big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
Got this.
Shit.
On the kid at your grandmother.
Okay. Who's throwing the rock?
Guess
I'll throw a rock.
Yeah, my arm's kind of.
Busy.
Occupied.
Yeah.
Um,
Suppose I could kick the rock in. Actually,
Should
that'd
we
probably make
do the
more noise.
illusion before we do the rock so I can
I'm
make
gonna
sure I don't
need it.
flub it? Because I have to roll for it, right?
You roll a
You're doing it
natural
with your
20
mage
on the
hand, aren't you?
dexterity thing. You just.
No,
the
it's
rock just-
silent image.
Right.
She did.
She's holding it. She's holding the rock.
Right, but you have another. Oh,
Yes.
never mind.
It's already
Okay.
in the bag.
So, you cast Silent Image.
Okay.
And you can move Silent Image however you want, so you can make
Oh.
the rock like float.
Your concentration's up.
And yeah, you are concentrated.
Okay.
I heard a ding.
You're given a rock about the size of a softball, so it's like it's pretty hefty. Everybody, as you're getting into positions,
Oh my God.
just go ahead and make like general stealth checks.
Oh, boy.
Oh, goody.
Oh, hey, what's up?
You have disadvantage. You have advantage.
Okay. Oh, good thing I have advantage.
Natural one.
2.
Oh,
Fuck.
Oof, big oof.
9 or 6. That's a 9.
Well,
So-
19.
fucking nice.
At disadvantage?
I rolled an 18 and a nat 20.
Damn.
Hey-oh.
Nice.
Do you have a -1?
I have a +1. It was a
Oh,
disadvantage.
disadvantage. Yeah.
Very
Hi.
nice. Very nice.
Get
17.
fucked.
17?
Why is that tilted? And not fresh against the wall.
It's because earlier my dummy thick hips bounced off of.
The crop of disaster
Yeah.
just made a move.
Unfortunately for you, that is not the best stealth roll at this table.
No, but the fact that I rolled even close to that high is amazing.
Yeah. No, I'm saying what I
16?
just rolled is just fucking. You ready for this shit? 12.
Oh, far has the apple
Well,
fallen
it's-
from the
Shut up.
tree.
It's a good thing you're the
Crotchety grandma.
Yeah.
the decoy.
Yeah. God.
So I'm
If
thinking.
this were the actual campaign, oh.
Her, her down one side, you guys on the other side. Yeah.
I'm somehow hidden.
So you are hefting this rock, ready to throw. And you have cast your image. Go ahead and
No.
we're missing some minis. But it's a small enough area, and you guys have basically set a trap to where we won't have to worry that much about distancing.
Social or otherwise.
So, you go ahead and position the illusion in the bone
No.
area.
Carrying.
You are carrying. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Excuse me.
so you're making yourself known to show that you have the thing.
Yes.
Okay.
He threw a rock. Rock go click clack.
In the entrance, like outside of the actual cave entrance, though.
Yeah.
Not
Yes.
in the cave.
No.
Yeah, you're just throwing the rock in the cave to make noise.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeeting
Hag
that
will then
fucker.
turn
So-
around and I'll be like, and then start huffing
So
off.
you put yourself in a position to be seen from the
Yes.
the interior,
Yes.
holding this like illusionary
Take
orb
that away.
in
though.
your hand.
Yes.
And
The more amputee and less Shakespeare.
I
was.
want you to roll a athletics check.
Oh, man, you ready to me fuck the one I'm good at? 12.
That's pretty good.
It's not meant to be good. It just needs
Yeah,
to get where it's
yeah,
going.
it's gonna
You
say,
needed to get
you're
over
not
a
Kobe,
10.
you're-
You got it.
It was really close to not being over a 10.
So you kind of position yourself and kind of like shot put the rock, and it disappears into the darkness before very quickly you hear
Wom wom sound. Wom wom sound.
you
No,
Oh, yeah,
activate the
well-
wom wom
Yeah.
sound.
Yeah.
you open your beak and make the small just
Wom wom.
that the stone was making.
Dubstep cannon.
Dubstep ping pong.
And
I mean, we did make a bunch of phones clack.
after you throw the rock,
Turns around, I'm up at it.
you
No, take a look.
you hear from inside in the darkness
More Skrillex, less Shakespeare.
Who's there?
I'm just gonna yell back at that taunt and go, your mom's left ass cheek.
Ah, so there is someone who lurks. Come. And you you hear a cutoff as you're standing there holding that illusion. And then it comes back with a how does one such as yourself make your way into my domain, taking that which does not belong to you?
I'm very good at disarming.
Without my knowing.
Fuck you, that's how.
Same, yeah, I know. Because fuck you, that's why.
And
Then the hag said, get down on your knees, and I replied with, I'm not your mother last night.
as it starts to walk out of the darkness, the light that is kind of just barely shining into the cave at this point, kind of evening light. So the actually it'd be darker, because you're in the evening now and the sun sets in the west. And you went east and you're on a mountain, so. But regardless, in the lighter part of the darkness that you are in, you see a feminine figure that is of a dark purple skin. These two little horns just barely poke out of the top of the head that kind of meld into the thin, greasy hair that kind of dangles down from the top of the head.
Equating to be what kind of hag?
A
Huh?
tiefling.
Night hag.
Night hag.
Hag of the
The
night.
Dead egg.
the robe-like clothing that she wears is this like tattered, dirty kind of cloak and robe kind of accoutrement, and the hands are hooked and almost looking like arthritis ridden. Long claws that are dirty and yellowed kind of come from the tips. You also see a number of different, very small skulls that have been looped onto a thin cord of leather. The leather kind of going through each skull's eye socket
How many?
and looping out. What you see on the front is about like 3 or 4, but it goes back. As she comes out, she slowly approaches you and has one of her claws just kind of like in a give me gesture going, that does not belong to you, and I will have it back.
I take it. I set it down right beneath, or right behind me.
Okay.
I then look at her and say, "Come and take it then." And then, I don't know, camera fades to black and battle music starts, I'd imagine. Or
As
the
soon as,
mouth cave closes.
yeah,
Well-
as soon as
Well, if we can see her in the light, then she's moved up at least 40 feet.
Yeah, she's well away.
Yeah, she's like just like as you set it down behind you, she kind of takes that last step past the like the threshold of it, pretty much. And you slap your hand against the side of the mountain and you're as the rock kind of comes from the walls and the floor, kind of pull. How far or how much can you manipulate?
5 feet in a cube.
I'm pretty sure that's it.
Used it a lot.
Yeah. Instantaneous.
With how you're wanting to do it, 5 by 5 by 5
By 5.
by 5. The cube.
It's 1 inch.
One. Given your application to it, I'll say you end up basically making like a 20-foot section that's obviously very much thinner. Just kind of pull out and kind of like block that way.
So cover it completely. Boss.
So she steps out and you see the rock just kind of go, and she turns back to the entrance and sees it just blocked, and turns back to you, and her hands start moving. I would like everybody to roll initiative, please.
Dun 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun.
Hey!
Mine still technically hidden.
I might not go last.
Oh, you won't.
All shit.
I didn't do anything.
Why do I always roll shit initiative?
To give us a more fighting chance.
Ah, 7th
Um,
level, you fucker.
Well,
Fuck
you're also,
yeah.
you're
No,
also
you were 20.
technically
What happened?
hidden.
Fuck.
You're also
Surprising.
technically hidden, except for you who have made yourself known.
Yeah, I'm dead.
So then would it be with advantage?
Still surprise round.
Well, no, you'll get a surprise round before
Oh, okay.
beforehand.
Hey,
Oh,
you're welcome.
oh, it's my time to shine.
You're a one-shot character. You can die.
Hey, you're welcome.
So, 25 to 20. 20 to 15.
18.
19 big shoots.
Holy shit.
Ayo.
Uh,
I never get that high. Okay.
Yeah, me neither.
I
I've
have
been.
0 modifier on this
What
bitch.
did you
Oh,
get?
I got a
18.
one.
And you
And
got
then
a-
me.
19. We both rolled an 18.
Boss.
I don't think I've made a clothespin for your new character, so for right now,
Put him back as well, Taylor.
yeah, I'm just gonna put you like that for right now. And I
Happened with what?
will fix that
He
momentarily.
left.
He didn't want to
I was
play
gonna,
anymore.
one way or the other, that door was getting closed. It's like, oh no, you noticed her. What is the heck gonna do if I give it a hug?
What did I say? Oh, 15 to 10.
He also
13. Math.
he left shortly after another person left who had to work a different shift, and they both left at Crossroads. So now it is now a character trait of mine that I'm now skeptical of Crossroads.
But Walter is like your former character.
Yeah, it was my first.
Okay.
My first
And
ever
then,
character.
Morzog and Arctics are off in the distance, and Wayfarer is somewhere on the other end of Tal'Dorei.
And we have an NPC-ish person who.
What did you get?
I got a 1.
Oh!
Last.
I got a Cleric's 5.
Oh.
No, don't you dare insult me. Don't you dare insult me like that. You bastard.
David, where the fuck is this place?
I know.
The bottom of the line?
It's fucking SpongeBob going, what is it? School is for chums? Where am I? The joke here being is, read my initiative.
Oh my fucking god.
That
Yeah.
hurts me. That hurts me in a way most foul.
Mr. Mick goes first.
Always. Unless I roll a nat 1, and
That
even
is-
then, probably.
That is Captain Mick goes first to you.
No.
Admiral Mick
What?
goes first.
Natural one, you go
I know.
last.
Somehow, though, like, the sheer amount of, like, dumb fuckery that is the plus 21, though.
Just
Ugh.
roll 1. Roll 2.
Oh, that beat him easily.
So,
Get fucked.
I would well. You would have beat me.
as she steps out, turns around to see that her exit has been blocked off, you 3 get a surprise. You do not, because you made yourself.
I'm very
known
much
in,
aware of my
basically.
dumb fuckery.
Alright.
It's fine.
So you know.
I know.
So
I know my boo-boo.
we'll start at highest dexterity, which is you. I'm 90% sure.
You just go in this order of the thing.
19, 18.
You just go in the initiative order.
No, that's fair. Makes it easier. So go ahead.
It's the rules.
How are you now?
Not so bad.
I rolled a 7 and you rolled a 23, so whichever one has the highest dex. What is you? Okay.
Hit. Because I'm kind of gassed, except for hitting.
Sure.
Huh, that's a 9.
A 9 total.
Yeah.
Okay, that will miss.
Yeah, figured. Hit it again.
Are you using the short sword or the halberd?
Short sword.
Okay.
That's a 22.
That'll hit.
I need a D6. That's what I need. Yeah. 7.
7 slashing damage? Or are you saying total?
Total.
Well, what was your cold damage?
I'll say it was the odd looking dice. 1.
Okay. Alright. Did you have a bonus action or
I'm fucking gassed still.
Sure. Elrana?
How far is she from me?
Like 10 feet.
I'm gonna walk up, cast Shillelagh on myself.
Sure.
And Schmecker.
Sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Nope.
What'd you roll?
That'd be a 14. Wait. 15?
Does not hit.
Yeah. That's it. That's all I got. I only got 1 hit.
You saucy bitch.
Oh shit. Okay then. So, Note is your turn.
So this is just a regular roll. this whole.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna do some stabbing.
Oh well, now she's flanked.
Well, you would get advantage because he ran up to melee. So
Oh, okay.
Didn't she walk up to hit him?
I'm melee too.
shillelagh. That's correct. Yep. You're so like 3-way flank. You've got this.
So wait, would I would have had advantage?
Yes. You can roll again if you like.
19.
That'll hit.
That's what I'm talking about. Get some damage.
Battlefield text. Does that count?
Go ahead and roll whatever damage it is.
That tree scares the shit out of me.
What the hell?
Hasn't fallen over yet.
To be fair, if it does fall, I'm dead first, so yeah, it's whatever.
I'm not worried about getting hit. It just scares me.
I'm not worried about you. This is, please.
3 points.
We're gonna be here for a minute.
What kind of damage?
Bludgeoning damage. Magical, if that matters.
DPS now.
Yep.
Because I'm gassed.
Advantage with your attacks.
Well, first one was an 8. Let's try.
Glories of advantage. Oh boy!
Nat
In
20.
the box.
20. Can I keep it?
In the box.
Dang.
Just roll on that 20 again. It's fine.
Just do it again. It should be easy, right?
It's cocked.
Well, come on.
It was almost a 1, but it was that or a 13. Come on.
For the love of...
You got a
17
1.
back.
Hey! That'll play. That'll play.
I rolled a 17.
Plus.
That'll.
Plus,
Plus a lot.
what am I adding to it?
It'd be your proficiency bonus and your dexterity.
Plus 8.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, you hit. Most definitely.
Okay, and then I usually do
Oh my God.
daggers and rapier, so 1d4 plus 5. That's one of these.
Sneak attack?
3 plus.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
get sneak
you
attack.
qualify.
There's that
Oh.
advantage.
Okay, so
I forget what sneak attack is, but hey.
It's a
It's
shit ton of
36.
d6. I just don't know how much.
8 plus.
That's right there.
I get 3d6 for my sneak attack.
So 8, and then add solid 13.
8 and 13.
20
So,
fun.
what they said.
21.
Did they ever say what kind of damage sneak attack damage is? Or
It
is
just
it...
adds on to whatever damage
Sneak
type.
damage.
Okay.
Fuck you
It's
damage.
piercing.
So
Ouch.
It would be piercing.
You know, you have your basic forms of damage. You
Stab
have
him
like
with the fucking
bludgeoning,
other one.
slashing, piercing, or in sneak attack's case, larceny damage.
All right.
And then my
Surprise damage.
bonus, I'm gonna do my rapier.
This will still have advantage, but you do not get sneak attack because you've already gotten your sneak attack.
11
Take the
or
11.
I rolled an 11.
So plus.
19.
Oh yeah, that'll hit.
Well, is it her rapier? Is it still get plus 8?
Yeah, plus 8, so 19.
Go.
Finesse weapons.
1d plus 5. That's this. I keep forgetting
Making
to
my
add
hair
the
hurt.
stuff
Making my hair hurt.
In the box.
in the box.
Yay.
I rolled an 8 plus 5, so 13.
Good job. You're the damage now.
Nice.
Just don't let me get hit.
So as you unleash.
She's gonna pick on you with all the rest of us meat shields here. I don't know why.
So as she steps out and goes to encounter your new friend who has very thoroughly antagonized her,
You like to use the word
Um,
friend a lot.
all 3 of you take the opportunity to basically get the jump on her, encircling her and just pummeling her with all of your attacks and abilities. You land pretty solid hits, although none of them seem to really hurt her that much.
Okay.
We will go back to the top of the initiative because that was surprise. So, Garm.
Huh. Fuck it. Hit it again.
Sure.
Did I notice if any of the damage types did any more damage than it should have?
you notice that all of the attacks that came from all three of you didn't seem to hurt that much. Nothing seemed to really take an actual very hurtful effect. Like, she now has, some cuts across her, but they're not very deep.
Advantage to you.
Hello, flanked.
She has not had a chance to try to escape, so
23.
Solid.
that'll hit.
It's 10 altogether, 5 is cold.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit her again.
Sure.
That's all I got. Okay, well, thank God for advantage. That's an 18.
That'll hit.
My first one was a 1. 7 altogether, 4 is cold.
Ilrana.
No, I'm just gonna smack it. Again.
Okay. How long does Shillelagh last?
Until it's dead.
1 minute.
Okay.
19.
You wanna
That'll hit.
roll another one?
Oh yeah, I get
Advantage.
fish. Thanks.
Because there's 8 of us.
It's the exact same number?
That'll still hit.
7. 8. Sorry, 8. Sorry, forgot this one.
Oh my god.
Hey, every point counts.
Okay. Nope.
I am going to cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter on her.
Okay. So that's a wisdom saving throw?
It's kind of a
Yes.
fucked up image when you think about it.
Yes. Intelligence, you have to have 4 or more intelligence, and it is a wisdom saving throw.
Okie dokie.
Imagine at this point it's just like beating the shit out of the Joker. It's like a...
Does it give the description of the spell? And does it say anything about the word charm?
Let's see. Voice you can see within range, perceives everything as hilariously funny and falls in fits of laughter. The spell affects it. Target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or fall prone. Incapacitated and unable to stand up for the duration. A creature with intelligence score of 4 or less isn't affected. At the end of each turn, of its turn, and each time it takes damage, the target can make another saving throw. They have advantage on saving throw if it's triggered by damage. On a success, the spell ends, so it
Okay.
does not.
It does not fall under charm condition.
Okay. That is a failure.
Okay.
I can already guarantee, because she rolled a 7 plus 2.
And what am I looking at?
Your spellcasting DC?
Spell DC is 14.
Yeah, that was.
Woo!
Got a joke for me?
Knock knock.
Hold on.
Who's that?
Go away.
So you hear the very
Go away,
horrible.
who? You didn't finish the joke!
Go away. Oh my god. Terrible host.
I just sneeze again.
Pineapple.
Fuck you. Go away, who?
Silence.
Knock knock. Who's there? Go away. Go away. Who?
So you hear the horrible as she falls onto the floor, cackling her ass off.
Where's that JoJo meme where everybody just runs up and starts kicking the guy on the ground?
When does she get to reroll? It's
When
if
she's
she's
hit.
being attacked or
When she's hit.
On her turn, or if let's see,
end of her turn. or
end of
beginning?
each of its turn, and
Oh,
each
great.
time it takes damage.
Okay.
And it gets advantage if it's because of damage.
So Well, you've cast a spell as an action. Do you have anything as a bonus action? Do you want to
Got the
disengage?
cantrip?
Well, you don't have to disengage because she's laughing her ass off. Do you want to go somewhere or do something?
I'm gonna move away.
Okay.
Yeah.
This shit I'm not.
How far are you moving? Just out of curiosity. Full movement or?
He's got the zoomies.
20 feet.
Sure.
Oh no, don't look into the kitchen.
Okay. So on her turn, she doesn't get a turn, but at the end of her turn, she rolls a natural 20 and stops laughing.
Motherfucker.
But she's
but,
prone.
But it's the end of her turn, so she kind of like and
Fuck.
turns over to like get ready to stand up, but she isn't quite there.
We have triple advantage. I'm just
Then
kidding,
I
that's
just
not how it works.
yeah. This is a fine mess of turnips.
It's your turn.
Okay.
Turnips.
So, you would think seeing an elderly dragonborn missing an arm, no less, would be pretty useless in battle.
You got a stick? Just hit him with your stick.
I would like to rage.
Heyo.
So as a bonus action, you take a wide stance, and through all these last few months, you've been searching for these children, and you finally have found what has been taking them, and that anger finally that has been bottled up inside of your chest like a cold stone finally just uncorks. And as you start to grit your teeth, what was your weapon again?
Oh, for now it's the stick.
I think I get where you're going.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Hag of the Thunderdome.
As you drop down into your wide stance, the nub or the it's up to the shoulder, right?
It's up to the forearm.
Okay.
You see the handkerchief that I was previously wearing, I had actually removed to wrap up the stone. You now see a necklace made of very ornate crystals and talismans, and namely bones. As I'm raging, I call upon the spirit of my ancient ancestors. I then, using my left arm, pull out the stick. You see the end of it actually erupt into a spectral, almost a blue fire, erupt into a double-headed great axe. Great axes are two-handed, though. I then take that and slam it down, but it stops right there because you see where the stump would be. The same spectral blue energy regrows and forms an ethereal-looking dragon claw.
Fucking boss.
Let's fucking go, son. I would like to go up and whack the ever-loving holy fuck out of this.
With
Okay.
advantage.
Recklessly.
You
You
already
already
have
have
advantage because she's prone.
Double, quadruple.
And flanked.
She's prone. She's flanked. All the advantages.
Natural 17 plus
Fucking
6
nice.
to hit.
Fucking
That'll
nice.
hit.
Okay. I get to use a d12 for once in my life. This is nuts.
What is this die?
1d12 plus your which
No joke, very first session ever in D&D, I'm like, this is d20? Like, no. Like, okay.
1d12 plus your strength modifier for damage,
We've come so far since then.
Yep, oof.
and then add your rage bonus.
12 plus 3 is 5, plus 2 is 7,
What's the rage?
is 7.
Oh, okay.
I rolled a 2 plus 3. I think that,
Extra attack?
yeah, extra attack. No, it's just advantage because she's prone.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
So you don't
Both
have to,
natural 19s, so
you don't have to reckless because she's already
better. 17 points of bludgeoning. Or great axe, so slashing. That one.
Murder damage.
Yeah.
Wait, how
Death,
much?
death,
did you say?
extra death.
17. 12 plus 3. 15. Plus 2 for the rage.
Yep.
17.
Death, death, more death.
Bears beats. That's fun.
I'm also considering it magical because you know
I think so. You know.
blue fire and all that.
Up to your discretion because there's actually nothing that states that it has to be. So.
I know it's just because you're level 5 and
Okay.
just go.
Gotta
I'm giving
take
you. I'm giving you
I know
free
you're
shit.
gonna Fuck. Okay. I think that's all I can do.
Okay. So, well, if you want to move,
Oh no, I'm staying right up on her ass.
okay.
For reference. I initially had this character planned out as an Earth Ganassi. That once it did that, it was literally like a blue diamond that created it. But
Oh, that's cool.
that's better.
Still cool. I still like it. It's fine.
It's still metal as fuck.
Yeah.
And that's why they sent the old lady out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you roll for initiative?
18.
Then why don't you?
Okay.
What's that for?
Come on.
Anymore.
Back up to you.
Back up to me.
I mean,
Well, not to be outdone. Hit it again.
Sure.
unless you somehow roll a 0, I think I'm pretty safe there. Is this what it feels like to be a Wardaman cleric?
Hit it again. No, no,
You
no,
didn't roll anything.
no,
Okay.
no.
With advantage.
With advantage, I rolled a
Oh.
2 and a 1.
Ooh,
Holy
boy.
shit.
Okay.
That's a lot fucking better. Natural 20.
Ayo.
Hey, fuck it up.
That will. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure that will hit. Pretty sure.
Pretty sure.
No, pretty sure.
Oh, I should also note that with my Ancestral Guardian ability, if she attacks anybody other than me, she has disadvantage on the roll.
Boss.
This is excellent.
Yep, I love taunts.
I got you for 30 minutes.
Well, that fucking
nowhere.
blows, but so I double the dice and then I have my whatever.
Yes.
8.
Aw.
Rolled shit.
Okay.
Oh, and if it does somehow able to hit you, it actually you have resistance against any damage dealt by that attack.
That's
Fucking Christ.
Yeah. Oh, later on, it literally is you summon the warriors of your ancestors to legitimately just fight next to you.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Okay.
ancestor barbarians are so fucking underrated, and I love it.
19.
19 hits.
Heyo.
Grandma's not fucking playing.
No?
8.
All right. Oh fuck.
Uh-huh.
Well, hang on a second.
Okay. No cheating.
Calculator.
I'm just waiting for him to realize his blunder.
Watch, we actually like killed her like 3 times over by now.
Not with my fucking pussyfoot damage we didn't. You guys might have.
Points are points.
Points are points.
I'm just here to be obnoxious.
If you roll 1 damage on fire because of your stupid fucking cutlass, still damage.
You've come so far.
No, though.
Okay.
Look how they massacred my boy.
I misread how the resistances go because it says resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, slashing from non-magical attacks not made with silver weapons.
Uh-huh.
I may have skipped a word. So I read it as attacks made attacks not made with silvered weapons.
They have to be both silver and magical in order to for her to not have resistance, is what that means. You did not misplace.
Well, it says non-magical, not made with silver.
Yeah,
So
non-magical,
if you have
comma,
just
not made
not-
with silver.
No, there is no comma. It says non-magical attacks not made with silvered weapons. So magical weapons will do just fine.
If that's your interpretation, okay. So anyways, we kill it?
No, she's still alive.
Okay.
But the amount of attacks you've been laying into her, she's pretty fucked up.
All of my attacks.
Seeing
are
as how
magical.
you've surprised her with 3 different people
Oh shit!
that made multiple attacks, and then
My
you
sword is made of ice, pretty much.
and then you put her prone and have continued to have advantage for the last like 2 or 3 turns. Yeah, she's pretty hurt.
She's not looking so good?
I'm still worried about the fact
Oh.
that you moved everything.
Cross that bridge when we get there.
What are we at?
That'd be me.
Nope.
I'm 20 feet away. I am going to use Chill Touch.
Please, butt.
Okay. That's an attack
Yeah.
roll?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I don't get advantage because I'm not over by them anymore, or do I because she's prone?
Actually, you have disadvantage because it is a ranged attack and she is prone.
Oh, okay. So the first one was a 6.
Oop.
And the other one's 14. So I rolled a 6.
Plus 8 equals?
Is it 8 for
It's magic.
Oh,
spell
sorry.
deck plus 6?
12.
So 12.
12 does not hit.
Okay.
Anything you would like to do as movement or anything like that?
Can I hide?
As a bonus action, yeah.
Can I hide?
Okay.
You can essentially, with the grass being as tall as it is, or well, you're not in the grass, you're at the bottom of the mountain.
I'm gonna find a rock to hide behind.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and roll hide anyway.
Like, hide behind the 2 dragonborn for
Oh.
all you care.
Oh, and I get advantage because of sneak. So I rolled a 17.
If she was a halfling or a gnome, she could definitely do that.
Yeah. I feel like that should apply to
Okay,
Kenku.
I did 17.
They're basically the same size.
Actually, Kenku are a little taller. They're medium
still medium?
sized, but they're
They're like just there. They put pennies in their
she's
shoes.
25.
25? Fuck. Yeah, you definitely hide. Okay. So, right as you find a rock to kind of hide behind, you start hearing a this like super just like playful laughter.
Thank you, Kieran.
As in the darkness that is slowly encompassing this entire area a little more and a little more and a little more, you see that some of the just general like shade and darkness is like moving, like almost like a black on black effect. That's not gonna hit anybody. But regardless, Garm, you hear this laughter and you're kind of like looking around for whatever is making it, and there is like a shadow, this thin, lithe, just not really a humanoid form, almost, I want to say kind of cartoonish in a way, of like how skinny it is, and its claws reach out to
Face.
grab you by the face, pretty much, and you are able to like just see it before you back up and they miss you entirely. There is another one over by you, Ilrana, that rolls That rolls a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that hits. Hits a lot. What is it hitting with?
It's got claws.
It's close enough to hit me with claws?
Yes. This is not the night hag. This is a like black on black shadow that comes out of the darkness. And that's 12 necrotic damage.
Do the shadow things have any movement?
Yes.
Okay. She summoned them from the cave, right?
She has done nothing. She's been trying to get up off of the ground.
Okay.
Your strength score is reduced by 3.
Permanently?
For now, yes.
Permanently for now.
That's how words work.
It's temporarily forever.
The night hag stands up from being prone and is going to cast is going to cast Magic Missile. Can't see you. You're too. Well, they auto hit, so. Yeah, sure, we're gonna hit you. Because you're close enough.
Disadvantage.
It's not an attack roll. They auto hit.
Why?
Because it's Magic Missile. Magic Missile auto hits.
You make a ranged attack on a creature you can see.
No. Magic Missile is you roll 3d4.
I'm consulting the Book of Armaments.
Sure.
Magic Missile. Casting time, 1 action, range 120 feet, verbal somatic instantaneous. You create 3 glowing darts of magical forces. Each dart hits a creature of your choice that you can see within range. The dart deals 1d4 plus 1 force damage to its target. The darts all strike simultaneously, and you can direct them to hit one creature or several.
Well, all 3 are coming at you, Garm. 3, 4.
I just hate it when, like, you're playing Call of Duty, instead of melee, the dude just pulls out a rocket launcher.
3, 4, 2.
If anything, it's like a 22.
What?
If anything, it's like a 22.
Still.
Ouch.
And then it bullets. Rocket launcher would be like, fireball.
Yeah. Or, like, handcuffed to your target and been like, orbital strike on my location.
Danger close. Launch the missile down.
Okay, she has nothing to do for her bonus action. So, it is another Shadow's turn. This one is going to come at you.
Yay.
That is an 18 to hit.
With a claw?
Yeah.
Huh.
Doesn't hit. It does. It totally does. Your face was like bullshit.
That is 7 necrotic damage.
Ooh. 7 necrotic?
Yeah.
Wow.
7 necrotic damage.
But I'm resistant for
And
once.
your strength score is reduced by 1.
So plus 2, so okay, shit. Alright.
It is now your turn.
Okay. It whacked me, I'm whacking it.
Okay.
So I'm going to attack it. Is it flanked or anything otherwise? Like, where is it?
It's still hella flanked. It hasn't moved out of our zone.
Oh, fuck.
The shadow or the heck?
I'm attacking whatever attacked me. So the shadow?
Yeah, it's a shadow.
Okay, I'm attacking the shadow.
Sure.
Is the shadow flanked?
No.
Okay. Reckless.
You have advantage on it. It has advantage on you.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you kill it.
Yeah, true. That's what I'm hoping on. 19 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. Oof. Jesus. 9 points of slashing.
Is that adding your reckless bonus?
What's the reckless bonus?
+5.
Reckless.
Oh, it just gives you advantage. Sorry,
Yeah,
that's
it
great,
just
Weapon
gives you-
Master. Apologies.
Okay.
Yeah, it just gives you advantage.
But
on
I
the
like
strike.
what you were saying, so keep on. Damn it. Okay. So yeah, so 5 plus 2 plus 2 is 9 for that one. Oh.
I hear you.
Okay, yep. And then I get advantage for the rest of it because it is attack rolls during this turn.
Yeah, it's when you do it for when you do it.
Yeah. Oh, grody.
How much damage did you do on the first attack?
9.
9. Okay.
9.
So I rolled a 4.
Okay.
But with advantage, I rolled a 4.
Solid.
10.
Misses.
Yeah. Grody. Alright, and then bonus action. Can I do an unarmed strike as a bonus action?
Do you have? No, because you're not. Cause that's a berserker thing.
Okay.
Berserkers have the ability to bonus action.
Alright, then, that's all I can do.
Okay. Garm.
Which monster dies first? Shadows later.
Smack that hag.
Smack the hag. Still flanked.
Yeah.
Not with that, we're not hitting it. God, fucking Christ. 12.
12 doesn't
Go again.
hit. Okay.
Not with that, we're not. Nope.
Natural 20, then nothing.
Okay.
Been doing good all day. This is gonna bite me in the ass sooner or later.
Elrond.
Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna go for 19. So it's gonna be a 26.
That'll hit.
6 points.
6 points.
Neat.
Nope.
These shadow things, are they see-through or are they solid?
They're solid.
She hit it with an axe. Solid.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I am. Can I sneak up behind one and the one that's closest to me and? do
What
some
was your
stabbing?
What was your stealth?
25.
Yeah. Go ahead and make a attack.
And would it be? They're not flanked because she's flanked. They're not.
Well, you.
They don't know you're there.
Yeah, they haven't seen you, so you would have advantage on the strike.
Oh, good. 'Cause that was a 4. And I rolled a 16 plus my
It'd be 8.
8. Oh yeah, right. For 8, so 24.
That'll
Sorry.
hit.
And then, is this a sneak attack?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So with my dagger, it's 1d4 plus 5 plus the 3d6.
Now, which shadow are you hitting? Are you hitting Elrana's, Garm's, or
I don't know which one's closest to me. Just choose one.
Probably Garms.
Okay, then Garbs.
Okay.
Oh, you're
So
gonna go
there's
next.
8 damage, and then
Snake attack.
let me write that down because I would forget. 10, 11. So 18 damage.
You
19 damage.
creep
8.
up behind the shadow that had tried to attack Garm and swipe your dagger through its back and end up making full contact. And going kind of up at an angle, you end up cutting it in half like paper.
Oh.
And you see like it actually separates and kind of floats in the air for a second before just dissipating into basically like a smoke.
Woo. Okay. Can I out of my bonus action?
You can still you can still attack on your or wait, you said hide on your bonus action?
Yeah, because that one's gone then.
You've made an attack which is taking you out of hiding, so you can hide again.
Hiding again.
Turn in action. Essence of what?
Is that cocked or not?
I can't tell from here, but you have
Take your-
you have
take your
advantage, so
D4.
who cares?
See if you can rest your D4 on the top.
Take your
of it.
D4 and put it on top. If it balances clearly, then it's cocked. Or if it bounces, then it.
No, that's cocked.
Okay.
That's cool.
Good, because it was a 1.
Oh.
I was like,
Little less force, okay?
other
But
Okay, a
still
little bit
in
more
box.
force. There you go. Happy mediums.
You have advantage because you
Oh.
cloak.
Thank you. Rolled an 8.
Plus your stuff.
Plus my stuff. Which is plus, it's my modifier, right?
Your stealth.
Of stealth. I'm like in the wrong page. Another 8, so 16.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I'm dealing with too many abilities at once. This should have went a little differently. Regardless.
One of your chunky shadows is gone.
Yeah, that would be this one.
Anyone you want that's not.
I got
gone.
one.
Nice.
I'm gonna try to sneak again, but I don't think I made
Or
it.
just bonk your head.
So, the one that is attacking Elrana
Yep.
rolled a 16 hit.
Yep.
Okay. That's 7 necrotic damage. And your strength score goes down by 4. What's your strength score?
Now I'm at 3.
Hag. What am I gonna do?
Croak. Please and thank you. Much.
That is okay. Okay, she is going to use her claws.
Who's she swinging at?
You,
Roll with disadvantage.
yeah, fucking yuck. That's damn near the same number. That is.
Roll again until you get something lower.
That's a modified 20 with disadvantage.
Fucking, you got me.
Hey, Drew.
Yep.
Fuck you. To the night hag specifically. Fuck you.
That's 11 slashing damage.
You have resistance.
So
Oh,
you take half of that, so 5.
word. That's a much better number.
It's a really good ability. Fuck.
Yep.
That's really
Technically, Raven has the same thing called panache.
I have another idea for a character. I like to play big characters.
Okay, she is.
I like to play these characters, which is just.
I'm
So
a-
this is new.
I am a Titan man in D2.
And everything I play,
Big.
Skyrim, video games, I am
Okay.
sneaky savvy. Far Cry, bow.
Okay, now the shadow that is attacking you.
Yep.
Rolled a. What did I say it was? 15 hit?
Just hits.
Yeet. That is 10 necrotic damage. And your strength goes down by 3.
Jesus Christ. Okay, 10 necrotic?
Yeah.
Okay, am I.
Every time you guys are taking this like claw attack from these shadows, you can feel you're just getting more and more just sluggish. Like your body is starting to feel heavier and heavier.
Alright. I don't like this because I'm basically becoming moot. Fun. Okay. Next.
Yeah, it is you next.
Okay. I'm beating the ever-loving fuck out of the hag.
Out of the hag.
Mm-hmm.
Because that has advantage.
Actually, I'm sorry, no. The monster that I'd previously attacked, the Shade.
Yeah.
I will attack that instead.
Sure.
So, I'm going to go ahead and roll. I'll go ahead and do reckless attack again.
Sure.
Alright.
Oh, it had advantage. Fuck.
Yep,
Oh.
Cartex, fuck off.
Yep. That's right. Oh shit, it's 821.
16 to hit.
That hits.
It does?
Yep.
Holy hot damn. And how? Oh, thank God. 11, 12, 13, 14 points slashing damage from my great axe.
Yeah, that's dead too.
Okay, I'm then going to move my attention over to the hag. Start wailing on her.
Okay.
Eek. Okay. 19 to hit.
That is.
Okay. Oh. 4 points of slashing damage. Woo! I rolled a 1.
Okay. Garm.
Hag, die, please, now.
Are you out of spell slots? Like
I have been out of spell slots.
We never did like.
We never napped.
Okay.
I'm gassed. Or I would have killed this bitch by now. Not with these fucking numbers, I'm not gonna kill anything. Natural 20.
Woo!
Nice.
Kick its ass.
God bless advantage. Okay, so that's 8 plus 6. 16 altogether. 8 of it's cold.
Okay.
Oh, I'm not fucking done.
Oh, you have a second attack?
Yeah.
Oh, because you rolled a. Yeah. Okay.
No, because I'm a paladin and at level 5 I can attack twice. Hag, die now, please. Not with the 2, we're not.
Natural 20.
No, not with that number either. 15.
Nope, that is not it. Yorana.
Strangle with stick. Still advantage?
Yes.
Yep.
Take the first one. 22.
That'll hit.
7.
Do you get any bonuses? No.
Okay.
No wisdom. No wisdom anything.
I lied. I've been fucking it up this whole time.
That is why I asked.
It was 9 points. No, not 7. It was 9.
Oh, okay.
If you could just retroactively add 2 to all of her attacks, please,
Yeah.
that would just be super.
Great.
That'd be super.
Really fucking helpful.
Yeah, I'll side you a Lincoln. Side you a Hamilton.
No, your turn.
Side you a
Did
Skylar
I
Sisters.
succeed in my hide?
Nothing has seemed to look your direction.
Okay, then I'm going to go back over and attack the hag.
Okay. Go ahead and
You get a chill touch from far away.
Damn.
Snake attack.
But she's not prone anymore, is she?
she's not prone.
Then I'm gonna do chill touch.
But she still is flanked, though.
She still is flanked.
So you still would qualify for advantage.
If you attack from far away, you can do chill touch. If you get closer, you have the opportunity for sneak attack. So it's up to you.
I'm gonna get
Tech-
closer and try
Wait,
for
wait,
this.
wait. Quick pause. You're hidden, yes?
I rolled a 16, and he said, as far as I can tell, no one noticed.
Okay. Wouldn't that still constitute as a sneak attack? Because the...
Yeah. You would have advantage, which would give you sneak attack.
Okay.
No, I'm saying using chill touch from range. Because
No.
nobody saw her hide.
No, it's a magic thing which would constitute differently.
Okay.
I
I
do, okay.
appreciate your trying.
I'm gonna
I'll go up
check.
and do some stabbing with sneak attack.
Huh?
I'm gonna get in the box this time. On an advantage?
Yes.
Oh, I got it. I rolled a 10.
18.
Plus, yeah, my 18. I rolled 18.
That'll hit.
The attack must use a finesse or a ranged weapon.
Yeah.
Well,
So she could
call
use
me
her
Hoover,
short-
because I'll be damned.
She could use her short bow from her range, or she could throw the dagger.
Okay.
Oh, wait, dagger. 1 plus 5, so that's 6.
Yes.
6,
He's
12,
Nicky
14.
Boom. Big
So-
bopping around.
6 was 14. 20. 20 damage.
Nice.
Jesus.
And then I'm gonna do my bonus action to attack with my rapier.
Okay.
Which would just.
No snake attack.
Natural
Go
20.
ahead, advantage. Nope.
Natural 20.
Nope.
12 plus 8, so it modified 20.
That'll hit.
Then that is a 1d8 plus 5. Plus 5, so 6 damage.
6 total. Ooh, she is looking fucking hurt.
How was she rough before and she's still not dead after 60 points of
I
damage?
said she looked hurt. I never used the word rough.
You did. You actually said on numerous times. We have audio now.
Doesn't remember anything.
So the shade that's still attacking you. The fuck is that number?
Kiara!
Oh, that's a 10. Does a 14 hit?
Yes.
Hmm?
5 necrotic damage. What was your strength?
3.
You go unconscious. As your strength score is now 0. Hag's turn.
Okay.
She is going to. She is going to attempt to cast Plane Shift. Yeah. And judging by all of your phases.
Do I
think
look like I can cast magic?
You're raging, you wouldn't be able to cast it.
Yeah, no.
I don't know what that is.
She's casting a spell. The only thing you can do at this point is counter a spell.
Or dispel magic.
I didn't know if anybody took counterspell. Namely, the only other
Probably
arcane
didn't.
caster here.
Nope.
Okay. So, seeing that she is pretty fucked, she starts weaving her hands in a odd way. You see a sigil appear in front of her before she like a shutting off old television, blinks out of existence.
Hold a second there, Sonny.
Did you take Mage Hunter?
No, but I'm pretty sure I have like a watered down version of Sentinel.
Ooh.
Wild Mount. I need Wild Mount now. I see things. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Okay. 168. I don't know why I fucking did that. Nope. Nope, but I've been using Vengeful Assault completely not right, so that's cool. God damn it all. Nope, okay, cool. She gone.
Okay.
Fuck.
So, the spell complete, she blinks out of existence, leaving no trace that she was standing there except for the footprints of the scuffle.
Darn.
Are there still shades?
The one shade that was around is gone.
Mother of God. Okay.
Okay. Guess it's time to open the cave back up and.
Elrana is currently unconscious on the
Yeah.
ground,
Yes.
and you, with like a snap of your fingers, the wall that you had made just crumbles. And you can now hear the baby crying inside.
I can't help you.
So, unconscious as in
Passed out.
just passed out?
As in, like, death saving throws, but not really. 0 hit points. What?
No death saving throws. I'm just unconscious.
Pass out. So, someone needs to get her up. I'm going to search her bag of holding if I can. I want that orb.
Well. Oh, you would know it's there. Okay. Well, I mean.
You just go
you
over and
see-
start
you
searching
see
your
this
party
person
member.
who has just recently, employed your help, starts putting her hand in Elrana's bag.
Excuse me. Are you helping her up or are you going through her shit?
I'm helping us all that orb. It needs destroyed.
Can you wake Elrana up?
Do I just heal you to wake you? Is that how that works? You're unconscious, your health rate fall to 0.
I don't know how that works, so.
I can't tell you how to fix it.
Make a medicine check.
Oh, that's gonna go fucking swimmingly.
My
don't know.
character would have no fucking clue what a paladin is, would she?
I mean,
She did adventuring back in the day.
Nope,
what'd you roll?
absolutely not.
What'd you roll?
0 technically.
Oh shit.
Jesus.
Okay.
I'm trying to decide how I can word this without sounding meta, but I don't think I can. So
You
just-
would, like, you've adventured back in the day. You know that paladins have magical abilities. What
Yeah.
they are specifically,
Okay.
roll an intelligence check.
Yeah. Standard intelligence, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, 10.
Can I roll an intelligence to see if I know? Because I personally don't know, but maybe.
You've seen, well,
It does.
you've traveled with him, personally. So you've seen him use his abilities to be able to heal, his, lay on hands. I think he's used cure wounds once.
I thought you were asking about if you knew what was wrong with me.
I want to. Well, I.
Oh,
could-
you're asking what's wrong with her?
Yeah, I don't know how you get. In general, I don't know how when someone's unconscious
Okay.
and like how that getting
well,
them back up works. But no, it might.
So, usually whenever a character's HP drops to 0, you become unconscious. From there, you start rolling death saving throws. If you succeed on 3 of them, then you are back to 1 HP and you're awake. If you fail on 3 of them, you die.
Mhm.
She is currently in an unconscious state.
She's in a strength coma.
But
Okay.
Let's just call it what it is. Strength coma.
yeah, she's not like she's banged up, but you don't see any mortal wounds on her. So you're pretty sure that if you were able to find a way to maybe get rid of whatever had
So whatever.
made her so weak, or maybe just give her time to rest, then she would be fine.
Dumb. Lay on hands for 1. See if it works.
What is the...
I can cure a poison or a disease. I don't think unconscious is a disease.
Oh, it's just poison or disease?
Yes.
Okay.
I looked.
Lay on hands?
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's still asleep. Unsure as to why.
That didn't work. Carrying the druid.
You're carrying her?
Carrying it.
So you pick up Elrana, and both Note and what's your name again?
Serena?
Serena.
Yeah.
You both hear the baby crying from inside the cave.
Okay. I am still raging. I am also literally still raging from the fact of this asshole was able to get away. So I'm still rifling through Elrana's bag trying to find this sword. The one that goes...
Make an intelligence check to understand what your
No,
work.
she can't. It's using a magical item.
I'm raging, therefore I cannot use magic, therefore no magical item. That is awesome. I'm too angry to understand ethereal Ziploc baggie.
That's interesting.
That is technically a caveat of rage, so...
That is interesting.
Because you have to understand. Because if you don't understand how it works, internet, the 5e mechanism is stupid. Internet. Jeez, Google, you're supposed to know what I mean.
If you are able to cast spells, you can't cast them or concentrate while raging. It doesn't say anything about not being able to use a magic item.
I'm saying she does not have the cognitive ability to understand. Hey, must think of Orby thingy-majig in order to retrieve Orby thingy-majig.
I went venturing in my youth. I will say I'm so filled with bloodlust that my brain is temporarily clouded
No,
by
actually,
red.
That does make a pretty valid point.
Yeah.
If you're not able to cast spells, I don't see a reason why you wouldn't be able to.
I'm gonna go find the baby and drop my rage and find the baby
Sure.
in the cave of the baby and
Sure.
find it.
I'm
Grab it.
agreeing with what you're saying.
Walk
You
off.
go over to her bag and
Yes.
like open it. You're just like, and you reach in and there's nothing.
Yeah.
And so you're just like you close it frustrated and you.
It's like the pissed
Start.
off jock trying to like search inside the magician's hat. It's like, yeah, no shit, you're not gonna find anything. You non-believer.
So you go into the cave to
Yeah.
look for the crying baby.
Grab the bag.
Me?
Grab the bag.
I'm taking the bag.
I have the druid.
A few
Hands are
min-
preoccupied.
About a minute and a half later, you come out of the cave holding in your one arm a small dragonborn baby of black scales and very much only a couple months old.
His name's
Um,
Tim. Tim the dragon.
As you head back toward where you guys had like stopped for the night.
While we're at the cave, can I use my detect magic and just look around the cave?
Sure.
Okay.
You detect magic, and there's a slight glow coming from the it'd be like around the mound of furs that was the bed.
Poke around in there.
After pulling apart what is basically like 4 or 5 of these different like deer and bear hides and stuff, you come upon a sword, a long sword, but it's broken. Both pieces are emanating a magic, but it's like looking at 2 power lines that are like just dangling next to each other, and if they come close in contact, it flashes. As you're holding the 2 pieces, it's gorgeous make. The handle is the same metal as the blade, which is just this beautiful silver. But the steel of it looks. Do you know what Damascus steel looks like? How it has like these veins that kind of weave in it. The vein, the Damascus look of the silver has almost another kind of like metal woven in, because the veins are like a gunmetal gray that really pulls apart from the brightness of the silver. And as you're holding it, it kind of like the magic goes dim and then brightens for a second and then goes dim.
I'll take it with. You never know.
Okay. But that seems to kind of be the only thing you find.
You're the only other one who's conscious, and you too. So onward.
So you head back to where you had set up, or where the other 2 had basically set up their tiny Motel 6, a few hundred feet from the cave, next to the river. And end up bedding down for the night. You would end up at least staying the night, as it is dark out and you still need to get all the way back home. But that is where we will go ahead and end the episode, as you all hole up in your Motel 6 and pass out. We will pick this up next week as we get trekking on the road again.
Oh boy.
So this has been Deck Save, and we will see you all next week. Bye.
Bye.